Yarp.
Did that work?
It's live.
We're live.
We are.
For the first time in 2024. First time in
Indeed.
2024.
Oh my
First
goodness.
time in
Let's Ross
Yes.
stream other ones that make
Oh
just
my
make sense.
goodness.
Let's
Oh,
Ross
Yes.
oh,
stream other
I gotta
ones
meet the
that
stream.
make
Oh, double. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Hey, everybody. Listen to Double.
Yeah.
There's two.
Well, good
Have
evening,
to.
everyone. Welcome back and a happy new year to you all. I'm Brandon, your host. I might look a little different. It's new year, new me.
You've changed.
I didn't notice.
Same devilish me. Devilish good looks.
Hmm.
Brandon is taking some time away for some personal stuff, so I am taking over the helm for the foreseeable future. I am taking
You're
Because
taking
it was
over
a-
his helm.
that's right. I am helm the entire way. Asshole helm. Because it was asked by multiple people, I will be trying to wrap up Brandon's story in a meaningful way before I move on. I won't just jump cut to something else. So we are still in Sky Peak, we are still in the city, and I would like someone to recap, and it's going to be, I don't have a D5, going to be a 6. It's Ross.
Well,
You can double it and pass it on if you want.
I have a rough idea of what happened, but someone may have better notes. I know we're in a battle.
To you. Inspiration could be yours.
For the low price of.
Just a piece of your soul. I only want a piece.
How good is my in real life deception to make up this story? I'm just kidding.
Depends on how good my insight is in real life.
So pretty much, we were still in Sky Peak, but in a different area, and the whole ground was flooded with fog, poisonous fog, and we were just getting out of there, running out of there, ran across the rooftops. Cause grabbed Scud, flew him out of there, and Samaville demolished a foe that was still alive and flew out of there. And so we just got out of there. And then we ended up in this area, which is toward the middle of the city. We're in the middle of the city and we're moving towards the edge of the city. And we came across a bunch of zombies as well as that guy in the middle. I forget. I don't have specifics. So if someone else would like to fill in, go ahead.
Those notes are way better than mine.
Guy in
Oh.
the middle. Guy in the middle. Just a second. Let me look at the middle.
So yeah. No, I know, like, we were in a zombie fight and we killed everybody.
There was like the zombie ogre dudes.
There was some mist on
Yeah,
the ground
couple.
that was poisoning people or something.
That was
Yeah.
in the previous
Ooh,
area.
that's-
Oh,
That was in the previous.
oh, I wasn't here
That's-
for this. That's why.
Yeah, and then we were on the rooftops to
Oh.
avoid it. We were jumping across the rooftops,
I
and then we
was-
got into
I was
this
in New
area
York.
after following Bud and Trixie.
So that was
over
pretty
here.
much it, yeah.
Everything makes so much more sense now.
Okay.
And Umlauf's telling Cost in his head to leave.
Right.
Bud. Telling
And
Bud.
there's zombies in
Oh,
this
also
area.
Cost.
Yeah. Kitty
In essence, correct. Ross, go ahead and give yourself inspiration. Fill in some blanks for me because
Thank
it's been several weeks and we were down several players. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Why are we in Sky Peak?
We're looking for the dude, right? That one guy.
Yes, that's right. You're
Oh,
looking
the leader
for
of
the
the
dude.
Mage
Band.
Looking for the
Guild.
illumination. What's it?
Well, we're originally here because we were trying to find the
Change the name.
The
I
shipment.
don't know, the shipment or the timing of the shipment. We're trying to find someone who knows the timing of the shipment or a hint of that. And then we snooped too far. People ran away from us. We pursued them, and then we got the whole city attack sicked on us by Cronash, who appeared in the sky.
Right.
In essence, correct. You were bid by the former champions of the guilds, who had refounded and gone into hiding. That the king was experimenting with hybrids and various other Doomwaker creatures. You were put in, given a lead of a smuggler or someone who had details on a shipment of Ioun stones said to give the king control over these some sort of hybrid army. You ended up in Sky Peak looking for the source of this information. Sorry, this music's a little loud for some reason all of a sudden. Maybe because I'm talking.
Oh yeah, nothing's playing for me.
Really?
I hear it.
I hear it.
I hear nothing.
super loud for me.
Dark.
Don't worry about it.
In factory.
Just ambience. Ambience? Ambiance.
Yes.
Ambient.
Oh,
It's ambient.
that's completely different.
Zombie.
Your travel
ones.
this is ambient. Your travels took you to Sky Peak. Your investigations took you deep into the city. You ruffled some feathers, apparently, and the city is in a coordinated state of defense against you. At the behest of Kronash. Kronash has sequestered himself away into one of the darker quarters of the city, particularly the necromantic one. And you are in pursuit. Meanwhile, Trixie has her own motives. She has appears to have some sort of information on the location of Umlau. The only ones privy are Bud and Kaz so far, and that's where we pick up now. So, you gather yourselves in this musty, like this darker section of the city. Its appearance matching kind of the school, or mimicking an era of the School of Magic. It's named after dark rooftops. An abundance of different and eclectic herbs grow in gardens all around in the nearby houses. The zombies lay rotting and fetid in the midday sun. Although the sun is shifting somewhat as it kind of crests over the end of the city. Sunlight isn't as direct when you're in the sky, and it ends over your raised horizon. But you gather up after this brief fist of combats. The mist, which was poisonous in the previous quarter, is no longer here. It is not present.
It will not be missed.
Play the drum.
Do you have
play the drum.
inspiration?
Me? I can
Yeah.
give it to somebody else.
No, I'm taking it away.
Oh,
You mistake me.
I could give it to somebody else.
God damn it.
That is like taking it away in essence.
In
You're
essence,
giving it
yes,
to the
I
DM.
could give it to
Someone
someone else. I'm giving it back to me.
Here, back over.
That one was bad. So, collect yourselves. Is there anything you guys wish to discuss or redo? Do you guys want to take an opportunity to talk to Trixie or Bud or Koss at this point?
Where are we going? What's the plan?
It would seem that we have an old teammate of ours here in the city. He might know a thing or two about what our dear old king has been up to.
Where are we headed?
Trixie points further in. She says, according to Umlau, he's being held in a lab somewhere further into the city. He's got a rough map of where he's being held, and he's directing me as best he can.
All right. Well, if we're doing this, let's double time it. We got people on our tail.
Righto. Anyone else want to ask or do anything before we go?
Nay.
Nay. All right.
We go.
Budvud.
And you
Oh,
do.
buds?
Fair warning. This is going to be pretty scuffed because just like I don't have any like artwork or anything for this sort of thing. I'm just sort of like flying off the cuff of whatever Brandon had, and making it up as I go. So,
What?
It's great.
yeah, that's me making it up as I go.
Made it
Love
up.
it.
Wasn't hard at all.
From
Um,
Mom. Tree at all. Anyway.
All right. Go ahead and roll a general stealth check for the entire group.
Wait,
So
wait.
everyone
wait,
rolls stealth.
Hold on.
Wait, do I have a thing? Do I have a
Oh.
thing?
Do you have pass without
Someone
a
has
trace?
passed without
I'm
trace.
trying to figure out if I have that.
Someone's gotta have it.
I do not yet.
I don't think I do either. I think I could have had it, but I didn't. 'Cause
Actually, a fair
apparently-
question. I feel like
Stealthy.
Trixie might have it.
Take a look.
Tracy Chapman.
Are you looking it up, Bill, or?
I'm gonna go hack.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind,
The character
I can pull up Bud's stuff as well while I'm here, because we'll need it.
Oh, that is so weird.
Yeah.
Hey.
What is?
No, just
Character.
my chat doesn't update unless I switch map tabs.
I am not having that issue.
Nope.
I'm gonna reload the page.
Sure, man.
Trixie does not have it.
Okay.
Oh, and this is not working.
I wasn't expecting Bud to have it, and guess what? He doesn't.
Chrome Y.
That'd be like a rogue thing.
Yeah, it's just like trickster rogue or like a
not
ranger
not
thing.
all rogues. It's
Okay.
it is a spell. I know some clerics have it. Rangers can. Rogues don't innately have it unless you're a trickster rogue, and it's pretty deep in there, I think.
Okay.
Because rogues aren't good enough at stealth already.
Well, it's the whole make
True.
the rest of your party good at stealth too.
Yeah.
They're too selfish.
All right, so what are we looking at here? We have got a 16 from Samaville, a 7 from Kos, 12 from Scud. Scud, are you wearing plate mail or heavy armor?
I think chainmail.
You have disadvantage, then you got to roll again.
It came up with that already, but I can.
Oh, did it? Did it already take?
Wait,
into
no,
account?
I clicked normal. Actually, I remember. My bad.
Okay, no
I'll do-
worries.
I'll do disadvantage.
Wolf, do you have advantage, or did you just click twice?
I clicked it, was like,
Yeah.
why isn't it updating?
Perfect.
Clicked it again, and then switched map tabs, and then both of them rolled. So first one was 10, so we could use that one.
Very good. Bill, are you able to roll for Trixie or no?
I had to.
Oh,
for some
no.
reason, my Chrome froze when I brought up Trixie's sheet. But I had to restart it. So
Here, I can pull it up.
I think I have it here.
Okay.
Stealth. There we go.
I think I could technically do it, or learn it, but I
didn't.
took dark vision instead.
You don't need dark vision. When you've got me.
But I took it
Well, get rid of it next time you can.
because he didn't know River when he started.
True.
Covering up his own deficiencies. Right. So you all move ahead at a brisk pace. Your panic and fear kind of belying a little bit of caution as you move forward. The clanking of metal. I have dark vision. In particular, your paladins, your cleric, and your one of your metal men, your merry metal men, is clank and making quite the racket moving down the streets. Unless you reduce the speed and at which you move, you're going to be making a fair amount of noise. So, up to you guys, though. If you want to continue at a brisk pace trying to get to Kronash, you can. Otherwise, a slower walk may be required.
Do we sense anybody immediately following us?
Good question. I was going to ask for for you guys to elect 2 people for perception.
Well,
That will keep watch.
I mean, I
Got a
could
+6.
volunteer.
I have +5.
He has a +10.
I got a +6.
Oh.
I think Bud is
What's
like
+10?
amazing at it. But...
Trixie, Trixie has a
I have
+10. Trixie has a +10. Bud has advantage, but a +6.
Oh, okay.
Koss also has a +6.
Oh, it's
and
passive. That's really high. That was it.
River, you have a 9. You
Passive.
said.
Yeah, +9. Trixie has +10.
So the choice is yours. Whomever you guys would like to elect. But I need
Trixie
2 people.
and River.
Yeah.
Do it.
Here we go.
Nice.
I'm
Super.
looking out. Never before have things been more looked at.
Wow.
But they're right on top of you. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
But I was looking
I
out.
was looking. Big brother.
Sounds good. You continue forward. As you guys look around, you're not being immediately pursued, but the further into the city you get, you start noticing things like the soft shuffling of like gambling feet. You hear just chittering noises like from the rooftops, though you don't see any like actual figures it belongs to. You can tell that like Pursuit may have intentionally stopped following you in this area. But you hear noises all around you, but you've seen nothing yet.
Are we still in the necromancy neighborhood?
You are.
Okay.
And it seems Trixie's directions are leading you further into this quarter, as it were. District, because more quarters. Their quarters implies that there are only 4 schools of magic. We are Boom, we are Shield, we are Illusion, and Time. We're time magic. I don't know. Transmutation.
Magic of time.
Technically, all schools of magic are transmutation. I turned the air solid for a shield. I turned your skin into ash via fireball. I turned a dying guy into a living guy via magic.
That's philosophical magic you're doing.
Steve.
Wow. What I've done is change your mind. Transmutation.
Whoa.
Can I have my inspiration back now?
No. If anything, I should grant it to myself. That was awesome. Do that. I grant myself inspiration. All right. How do you guys want to proceed?
Yeah.
You're the DM. Do whatever you want.
Quickly.
Quickly.
I said quickly.
I'm going to tell the group, I don't think they're following us anymore. But there might be a reason for that. I hear something.
Regardless, we need to move quickly. This place is not safe.
I agree.
What if we are heading into a death trap?
If we stay here, it's a death trap as well.
Good point.
Trixie, lead the way. Or Umlau, as it were.
He glances back and there's a moment of hesitation. She like glances at River for confirmation, just gives a nod and just starts sprinting down the road. The cobbled streets are slick with just like a moisture. It's a clear day. There's no rain, but like for some reason these cobbled streets just like have a moisture to them that seems to persist. You scrabble down these roads, and you start hearing the pitter patter of shoeless feet behind you, and the flapping of wings overhead. River, with your perception check, as you start moving, you see a horde of ghouls and zombies in pursuit. As you sprint down further and further down into this district, they start pouring out of alleyways and just they fall off of like rooftops, smashing into balconies and things as they just clamor to pursue your group. Overhead, you see stone gargoyles like crack and crunch and discard stony, flaky flesh as they start jumping from the rooftops down and swooping down in the streets in pursuit as well. We are now entering a skill challenge. I don't really want to do a combat, so we're just gonna I'm gonna rely on you guys to come up with your means of escape, and further into the district. So, successes will mean you escape, and continued failures mean either combat or you start losing people to the horde. And who knows what's going to happen there? I haven't thought of that far ahead yet. So, I'm going to need at least 3 successes. I want, and all different skills and or abilities. Who would like to start?
Are we on streets or rooftops?
Streets, because you're attempting to move quickly.
Got it.
You abandoned the rooftops in the middle of combat and ended up on the ground floor anyway.
Is there a group following us?
Yeah, there is essentially that GIF that James posted of just like the zombie, like not quite that quantity, but there's like a swarm of them, and their group seems to be growing the further into the city as you guys have abandoned caution in favor of swifter movement.
Could a survival check like tell people how to walk through these wet streets
Possibly.
with tact?
Are you looking to navigate? Sure.
Navigate.
And increase speed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or
Give me a
the
survival
people
check.
in front of us.
All right, that's
will
what
guide
I'm
you.
pitching. There are people in
No,
front
there
of us?
isn't.
No,
there
there
aren't.
in front of us. Is just behind us.
You have not seen anybody ahead of you, no.
Okay.
But if you'd like to roll a perception check, you could check.
I'm also going to guide you for extra D4.
I will say for the rules of guidance in this case, you will have to pick one person you're going to give it to. As the skill challenge goes on, you can't repeatedly use it, so use it wisely.
That's not how it works in Baldur's Gate.
You can eat my ass. How about that?
What if I just gave it to him and then it keeps going on
And he can use
Yeah.
it for 10 minutes.
over and over?
and over and
minutes.
over again.
Yeah.
No. Incorrect.
I'll give. Yeah, let's push it. Let's push it to 20
Push it real good.
at least. So I'll give it to Scud. I'll stay.
Ah. Very kind.
So
All right. Whoever is going to roll the d4, do it.
look,
22.
Nice.
You fail.
Shit.
Not good
Yeah.
enough.
Not good enough. Yes.
It was a 30.
We count that. We will count that as a success. Your ability to track through the streets. You realize that the moisture seems to be bubbling up from the numerous sewer grates in the middle of the road, like the manhole covers. Something is actively bubbling up, attempting to impede your way. So you start cutting to the outsides of the streets, closer to the buildings. What you don't realize is that the closer the buildings you get, the closer you are to the zombies as they start like reaching out from the buildings and things to try and grab at you. However, a middle ground is found, and your progress is sped along. Who's going next?
I got something.
What do you got?
So
I'm gonna fly away and leave these assholes to their death.
Big wings.
Bee wings.
nah,
Viewing.
that's something only a coward would do. I will go and to impede the horde that is growing in our wake and following us. I will cast web and
Nice.
create like a Spider-Man wall between
Okay.
the buildings and
Yeah.
like the street. Because bees, they are totally known. It's like a wall of beeswax. Let's say that.
No, it's like a
flavor-wise.
honeycomb essentially.
Yeah, let's do that. Because
Okay.
bees and webs is kind of weird.
Now,
But
the street is fairly wide, so what I will say
But
is you can.
20-foot cube. So I'd find like a choke point if I could.
Sure.
And do that.
Because you're on a main thoroughfare, what I will say is I'll. Is this like a spell slot you're using, or just like a normal
Yeah.
feature? I'll say if you're willing to expend a second use of it, it might be more effective. I'll allow you to like cover like the whatever you're missing.
Would
on
I
the
be
other
able
half of
to
the street.
do something to like find a alley to cut through and then do it there?
You could. I would say that the DC at that point would be much more difficult though, because you don't know what's in the alleyways, that is going to make it more difficult.
About
Your choice.
I could see what he's doing as well, and I could come in with a spike growth, so he could do like web on one side, spike growth on the other,
That'll
or like
work.
some sweet intermingling of both.
I love that. But I will say, it will take you both to succeed this. The DC will be lower. It will take you both to for the skill challenge, and you would need to find other solutions from other people to move further down. Okay?
Alright.
We all right with that? All right. Use your
Ebe.
spike growth and web. I will roll. Is spike growth a save as well?
It's just they take damage for passing through it.
Okay, fair enough. Is it difficult
Mine's a
terrain
Dex
as well?
14 save.
It is. It is. Yeah, difficult terrain, and they take 2d4 per 5 feet, and is also a 20-foot radius.
Web, I think, restrains them.
Okay. So what I will say is that here, let me. Oh, all right. So what I'll say is that their overwhelming numbers are you've caused a jam essentially. So their overwhelming numbers are like just spilling over your obstacles, but you have successfully slowed them down.
Okay.
Their not onslaught. Their pursuit does not abate, however. And while you may have gained a little bit of ground, it seems like things won't let up at this rate. So I am going to need another person to step up and give me a roll. Give me something.
Let's see.
I can think of things, but that doesn't help.
I mean,
I was
I was just gonna try to make a blockade, but they just did the same thing. So
Daniel did it way better.
yeah,
Magic blockade.
Probably more effective.
Well,
Yeah.
I pushed this wheelbarrow over, so it's pretty cool too.
okay,
Is there a cart full
I
of
got an
apples? Like,
idea.
Good
You-
work.
I'll tell you what. You both can do the same
Good
thing.
idea.
You guys impede a zombie each.
You
Two.
can help me with this because it's a strain thing. I'm gonna try to break through a wall of a building to cut off the path and just lead them, like not lead them away, but for us to go through a different direction and get out of line of sight, so we can sneak off a different sneak off a different way, so to speak.
Take it, James.
Wow.
Immediately.
I'm like, I saw that one. I'm like, oh, but I want to see it.
Kool-Aid Man, yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
That sounds good. I'm gonna need.
We'll both dip a shoulder into it.
Are you gonna assist with this? I'm
Yes,
gonna need a strength throw from both of you then.
Athletics checks.
No, do unarmed attacks. Unless you're using your hammer or something like a weapon. I need actual like you're attacking
yeah.
the wall
I'll use
versus
that.
like it's not like you're trying to push the wall or pick up the wall. You're trying to like
I was
actually
like
smash
shoulder
through
checking
it.
it, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean you are a monk. It makes sense. Like
Yeah. How's that?
Ooh,
Great.
oh, nasty.
Jesus God.
19.
Boom! There's an enormous explosion as you guys just deck into the side of this building in an attempt to like create a choke point or divert your paths.
Too many eyes on the street. Come through here. Boom.
So yeah, like you've got this big open hole in what like appears to be some sort of like lower level shop. It's like a single story building. You just blow a hole into it. You hear screaming as the residents of the home suddenly like, no, what have you done? And they start running up like to the back of their home.
Live here.
Yes, people live here in this city.
They like the zombies.
Like it was like zombie butlers and stuff, but then they all just like went crazy.
Well, you guys didn't ask any details about the zombies. You just ran away. So you're not privy to the butlerhood of any of these zombies.
Turns out none of them are zombies. They're
They're all
Not
just
even trying
regular
to attack
people.
us.
It's like that
they're
Black,
they're the magic
Zombies.
flunkies.
that Black Mirror episode where the
Those aren't
army guy
zombies.
sees
Those
him
are
as
proletariat.
So I'm thinking we're like breaking through
bourgeoisie.
in this, breaking through the wall, and like just continuing on, and the zombies come in and just kill them. Like, what?
Well, like, you might want to run too.
Yeah.
Guys,
You just don't say a
this is
word. We
fun.
just walk.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to? Do you guys want to do anything with these people, or are you just leaving them here? Like you just burst into their home through a wall. You can go further back into the next adjoining room and cut through their essentially like a back door, or smash out their windows. But it's up to you guys if you guys want to just leave them here or not.
Well, in my mind,
I wish I
think-
took a wall of stone so I could just like.
See you later.
Sorry,
That would have been pretty good.
but I don't have that.
In my mind, like the zombies are after us, not the civilians here. What they're saying they're worried about. What have you done? You know what you've done or whatever. Maybe did they look like they were like laying low in here?
Yeah, it looked like they were sheltering in here.
Oh, that's no good.
Rip.
Hmm.
2 more zombies for the horde.
A distraction.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like, my apologies. Follow us if you want to live, I guess. If not, oh well.
Sorry.
Just continue out the back door.
All right.
No time to explain. Run with that.
Yeah, you see, there's a scrum at the door when with the zombies all attempting to move through this 2-person wide hole and funnel themselves down in. You can see some of the gargoyles crash into the side, and their arms reaching big long stone claws scratching at the inside of the door. You hear 2 screams as the denizens you hear 2 screams get drowned out in the horde as you guys bust out the back, and Trixie starts attempting to navigate yourselves back to the main path. Bill, would you mind rolling a survival check for Bud? For Trixie. I will roll one for Bud.
Oh,
Okay, well, never
mind.
Trixie is easily able to navigate her way around this place. With the additional directions given by Umlau, you guys have no problems attempting a back road exit, and glean a little more information additionally about where these zombies are coming from. It appears that as you guys smash out these windows and start moving kind of sideways and perpendicular to your main path, you see these they're essentially warehouses with chains wrapped around them, and the doors burst open with the chains fizzled from the middle, a single padlock with multiple entry points, 8 on each side, are burned away, some sort of release was set and opened these storehouses to release the zombies, as it were. As far as the gargoyles are concerned, you're not entirely sure what that means, but it seems like they're storing the dead here as some sort of defensive measure.
Are we being led deeper in,
Yes.
or are we just passing through?
You are define passing through.
Does it seem like our destination is within this storehouse place that the
No.
bodies are
This
being
is just-
piled, or
This
are
is
we
just something you're passing.
Oh, okay, that's what I meant by passing through. Okay.
It's already released its denizens, and it's just an empty storehouse now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We'll go to the place they last expect.
You lock yourself
under the pile of bodies.
They'll never find us in here.
The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
That's true.
Hmm.
The last thing they'll expect.
You are very small. Wait, no, you're not.
None of you are very small.
We're all medium, regular-sized creatures.
Or more.
Anyway, we continue.
You continue. If you guys wish to investigate the storehouse further, let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue on.
Is there any earth near the storehouse?
Yes. And what are you looking for exactly?
I'm just looking for like a little patch of soil.
How big of a patch are you looking for?
Something good for gardening, growing
Yeah.
vegetables.
Little. It
To do
doesn't
his
have to be
business.
big. Just small. Like, is there like a little like?
Hoopa.
I would say there's enough soil. Like there's like patches, like some where like the cobbles have like kind of separated somewhat, where like there's like kind of a muddy soil beneath, or like
Big enough for a
in.
bean, one would say.
Sure, yeah, I'd say that.
All right, because
Mm.
I am going to just quickly, like, I have a cantrip mold earth.
Okay.
This one here, and I'm just gonna like get some loose earth, and just create like a little small bit here and throw in one of these. From my bag of beans, and I'll just put in a bean and mold earth back on top of it. And do I
Who
have
gave you
water?
this? What is this?
I don't remember where I got it, but it's in my inventory.
Most likely from Josh.
It's canon.
Yep.
Mm.
Probably from
Yeah.
John.
I love
You're
that.
gonna
You
make
dump the
freaking
bags.
mummies.
And
You're gonna make a mummy
Oh.
lord pyramid, aren't you?
Oh
I'll just take
yeah.
some. I'll just take some water from my, like water skin and just like go over it a bit and be like, okay, let's go, and then continue off. And in 1 minute, one of the following things happens from the beginning.
What the fuck? I really want you to roll a D100 and just like derail this entire thing. We're out of here.
We're leaving this place.
We're
There is a thing I can say, roll on DTT.
57.
Frodo and Oliphant.
Bag will be.
Bright
57.
pink
Pink
toads.
toads.
What?
Oh my god. That's
Whenever
awful.
a toad is touched,
You gotta roll for toad.
Ears and a puff of
each one.
swarm of toads.
So we all
All right,
touched
roll
the
D4.
toads.
10.
Jesus.
Wow.
10 toadies.
Plus 8.
So, do you guys wait for the toads to appear, or do
Nope.
you just?
I just
Nope,
put
you
that there
leave
and
them?
we keep going. I tell
Okay.
no one what I'm doing and I just keep going.
All right, sounds good. I will say that you guys have successfully navigated the immediate danger of the skill challenge, but if there's anything else you guys want to do, now would be the time to further your progress. You're still being pursued, but you seem to have shaken them for the moment.
Well, first we shake, then we shimmy and roll.
Correct.
So let's shimmy our way to the destination.
All right.
Onward.
Shimmy, shimmy.
You can hear as you guys continue forth, you guys can hear the pursuit of the zombies continue. Like they're moaning and like growling and like scratching at walls. They seem to be hunting for you. You can hear the skitter of like ghoulish claws across stone as they like leap from building to building. And the only things that seem to be able to pursue you at this point are the gargoyles, who have a aerial view of the entire thing. They shriek and circle overhead, but don't seem to be diving for you just yet.
How many of them are there?
6 of them. Like occasionally, like they mainly seem to be circling around you. Occasionally, one will like branch out, or one or two will branch away and then return shortly after. But they don't seem to be locked onto you necessarily. They just kind of have your general area still.
Like police helicopters.
Correct.
Are they speaking in completely unintelligible?
As gargoyles, yes, they do seem to be exchanging some sort of communication. They seem to be
Okay.
like some sort of throaty, gravelly voice speaking to one another that in a way you can't understand. But a minute goes by as you guys continue forward, and you just see these big pink, puffy, like glitter bomb explosions further back to the way you came. It almost seems to like set off a chain reaction and at least 6 of them go off, but you don't get to actually see what they change into from this distance.
Chaos. Excellent.
Is there anything you guys want to do about the gargoyles, or will I require another stealth check?
I mean, I can try attacking them, but I can't. I don't think I could take out all 6. Let me see if I have anything else.
Yeah, I could shoot him with arrows or with crossbow bolts.
Are the gargoyles undead, or do we know?
You don't know.
Okay.
Oh, well. What level are you guys? 11?
11.
Yep.
Roll an Arcana
Yes.
or Religion check, your choice.
Religion.
Good at neither of those.
16.
It's pretty good. Classically, gargoyles, your knowledge of the profane and necromantic schools of magic, you know that gargoyles tend to be either adjacent to constructs or undead. One of the two. They can either be animated stone or undead. You assume, given where you are, they're probably undead, and it would fit the bill, you think.
Okay.
Well,
You could find out as a paladin, but
I
it may
can
draw attention to yourself.
detect
Right.
undead if I spend a spell slot. But that would be my last. I will not detect undead because I want to keep my last first level spell slot.
Up to you. Could help you moving forward as well. But if not, I'm going to require another stealth check from everybody.
Let's see.
I can cast protection from good and evil on one person, just in case they are undead.
How long does the spell last?
10 minutes.
It's not bad.
I don't think that'll really help on stealth though, but if they get
It'll
close-
help if we
but
get attacked, yeah.
If we get
Yeah.
attacked, yeah. So whoever's
I'm trying to think if there's like a
closest to-
distraction I could do.
I can cast Fairy Fire, but that's not really a.
I have a distraction, actually.
No.
Point of order, Scud. If you wanted to hold that action, like if you want the intent being like if you think that they're going to attack you, I'll allow you to like use that as a reaction to like cast it on somebody before that kicks off. But
Yeah.
for now, it's probably better to save it.
Yeah. Okay. I will. I'll save it.
All right, what you got for me, Samoville?
Well, it's up to
Tell
the
me.
group, really, but I have an unopened can of spiders, maybe, in my inventory.
Where are you guys getting this
Can-
shit?
It's
of
a trinket that I got
spiders?
in the beginning of the freaking.
I've got me a bag of beans. I've got a can of spiders. I've got a
Maybe.
bunch
Bruce
of
using
dead
all the
rats.
obscure shit.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds like something's crawling around in it, and it says and the description says it could be spiders. So if it's spiders, maybe
Is it spiders? Maybe.
Zombies are afraid of
it's
spiders.
full of freaking spiders. I don't know. It could be a distraction.
I've got a ton of bees.
That's true.
Are you going to try to utilize this can of mysterious maybe spiders?
Go spiders.
Oh, sorry.
I choose you.
I choose
Pocket
you.
We'll
spiders.
save it for a good time.
What better time than now?
Okay, fine. I use it.
Just cast it at your feet.
I pull
on, let me-
the lid like a
Pocket
grenade
spiders.
and I toss it.
Yep.
Pocket spiders. That's horrible. I hate that.
This is just like cut Brute in the chimney all over again.
Roll a d4 for me.
They giant spiders.
1.
That's boring. Okay. Now roll a d8. Well, it's not boring, but I was hoping for more.
6.
Okay. As you throw, what is it? A can?
It says an open can of spiders.
Oh, literally, it's
Baby
just an
spider.
unopened can of spiders.
Yeah. So I was gonna like
Oh.
pop the top like a grenade and toss
I
it.
was gonna say, sounds like a
Sorry,
grenade.
I thought I thought you were implying that it's a can of something, and there's something inside that's skittering like spiders.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's inside, but it says it's could be spiders.
Okay. What I will say is when you toss the can, it poof, and like a cloud of spiders appears, like a swarm of them.
There you go.
Starts like swarming out of the can and like just like going in any all direction. It's horrible. Your skin crawls, but it's not like you reckon it's maybe like 30 spiders or something like that. They're just mundane, regular sized spiders. And then you just see a finger and a second finger out the other side. It just starts bending the metal out. And then a second, a fourth. And then an 8-fingered hand crawls out of the can with 6 rings upon its fingers. It's got a cousin, or not cousin, it's got a thing vibe to it. It's just too many. It's spider-like in its affect, and it's just got a stump up top of where it was either severed, where it was something or other. Humanoid in nature, it is not human, whatever it is. Despite its freakish nature of having way too many fingers, it somehow still looks natural. Like this hand was meant to have that many. Like they're like fingers on both sides. There are no thumbs. It's just 4 regular fingers, and they would wrap around something from either side.
Like those damn hands from Elden Ring.
I
You
know
mean the one that I just
yeah.
The
posted?
gifts that.
Pretty horrible, but you know.
Yeah, exactly that good.
They had the rings too.
The rings is this is where I get the ring idea from. But I think of the fingers more like symmetrical on sides, like versus all being front loaded. Regardless, this hand like kind of bends the can outward as the spiders now leave it, and just sort of like starts like I'm tapping on my desk, like you can see it, but it starts like experimentally like putting its fingers out, like it's feeling like a tarantula would, almost just kind of like slowly creeping its way into the street.
Yeah, it's something from my past. I don't even know what this is.
It's dude, you gotta say these things ahead of time.
I don't know. I had it in my inventory when I started. Never.
You
was
said it's
told.
something from your past. Why would this be a thing from your past? You don't know.
I don't know because I don't remember my past.
I know. What is it? But there it is. The rings glitter and shine in the fading light here. All different gems: onyx, sapphire, ruby, emerald. Like it looks exquisite, and like the longer you look, it's got like a cuff or some sort of bracelet where the wrist is leading up to its stump, and it's got some sort of like coiled ringed cuff to it, richly adorned.
Okay. Does it look like
There
it's
it is.
going to track us down, or does it look like it's just sitting there?
It's not so much sitting; it's like exploring its new surroundings. Which
Did it draw
usually
any
is
attention?
inside of a can. What did you say?
Did it draw any attention?
Did it draw any attention? Not entirely. No.
Damn it.
The spiders have mostly scattered in various directions. They don't seem to be grouping together at all. They just all going for their own paths.
Okay, I'll try to do something.
Okay.
Where is the spider hand thing out in the open?
Where did you want to throw it?
Probably the opposite direction we want to go.
Okay. It's out in the open, sure. Yeah.
I'll drop a fairy fire on it. Make it highlight in sparkly, glowy colors.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds good.
It's gonna turn into a witch. It's just gonna come after us.
You never know. Do you guys watch to see what happens, or do you just continue forward?
Sparkly glowy.
Well, I want to wait for the attention to be drawn on it before we move anywhere. I'd say.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I will use thaumaturgy to create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point,
There you go.
and make it sound like a big crack of explosion or something from that thing, and then be like, "We should go, 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 go."
Boom.
And it's like, finally, I'm free after all these years.
Going.
After 2,000 years, I'm free.
Yeah. And then the gargoyle's like, good.
And time to conquer Earth.
I was just thinking that. There's a crack, and you watch half of the gargoyles splinter off in pursuit of this. It's a free bitch. You see half the gargoyles splinter off from their group and head in the direction of the hand. You guys continue onward. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, everybody. It's going to be a lower DC at this point now.
Stealthy then?
Stealth, I said. Disadvantage if you got it.
Yep.
There we go. That's what I got.
Well, I'm dead.
Bad rolls from the
Damn,
the
it's
side.
good.
I wasn't the worst.
That wasn't the worst.
Oh my god. You guys are killing me, man.
You guys are trying to do a stealth
Ever
mission with a
modest
bunch of
safely.
armored boys.
And
The
a
big
glowing boy.
ears. Second
And
stealth.
Ripper.
We are not a stealth, but
No.
Different teams. This is Kazdai, or sorry, not Kazdai. This is Zenthus's entire problem. It always has been. All right, what I will say from this then, you make it further into the quarter before the gargoyles eventually catch up. Pack of 6. They spot you further down. Here, the quarter is starting to give way to a rounded look. There's a wall forming, and rather than a castle jutting outward, it's like a pit where the castle's laid in its center. It's like a small, shallow fortress that doesn't exceed the height of the walls that are there. As you approach the fortress, more like a bunker of some kind, the gargoyles seem to be not quite escorting you, but they take positions on either side, ensuring you don't escape, but making sure you don't branch off left or right. They seem to be herding you toward this place. It's fair to say, and what you would assume, this is where Trixie is leading you, and you are probably going to find Umlau here. Do you wish to enter, or would you like to do anything beforehand?
It says like a fortress. Is it like doors, windows? Like what's the?
I say fortress. I mean something more akin to a bunker. There are no spires to it. It's a
More like a safe house?
no. So because it's got a perimeter wall,
Ah.
right, with a defensible position. It rather than go up to a hill like a normal castle would or some sort of easily defensible place, it slopes downward past it. You can't see anything over the walls. The building proper that it's defending is further down into this pit. Low slung, non-decorative. It appears to be made entirely of obsidian or some sort of blackish stone, some dark stone. It looks like... Go ahead and roll in either an investigation or perception.
While he's doing that, I want to insight Trixie because we're being herded to the place she's leading us, which is suspicious.
Touch the other die. I call interference.
Okay. Wolf,
Also,
you know...
Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
go on.
I also am wondering how tall the walls are.
Sure. I'll even go so far to say is like your focus is kind of like linked to the walls. With an 11, the walls are no more than what you would say to be like 12 feet high, 20 feet high on your side.
Okay.
As you start looking around, you notice that the wooden gantries and various defensive positions are positioned on your side of the wall. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that would be defending on this wall is on your side, pointing down into the pit.
Oh, okay.
So they're like protecting something from getting out potentially.
Correct.
Like a jail.
River.
Hmm.
The closer you get to this building, you see that it's got sort of like a geometric shape. It's like a tetrahedron. Like it's almost hard to make out like the facets and the lines that make up this building because it's of this like smooth black surface or this like dark surface, slate-ish surface. The closer you guys get, you realize it's lead.
This seems fine to my medieval knowledge.
Go ahead and roll because you're the one who notices. River, you roll an Arcana check for me.
Well,
Follow up with a nature as well.
I'm better at that. 15?
So you know enough magic that lead has its own inherent properties as far as like magic goes. Naturally, it's not really like a substance that is used in your area of magic. You know it has magical properties, you just don't know what they are. Clearly it serves some sort of purpose here if you're going to make a building out of it. But looking at it, it's got some sort of like, it's not symmetrical, it's sort of oblong. It looks almost as though it were like carved a certain way. It's not perfectly spherical, it's not a square box, it's kind of got a lump and like a list to it to one side, and like ends in a point further up. But it's got big like pentagonal faces all around it in some sort of geometric pattern, though you can't quite nail down exactly what it is. As you guys into math, nobody's good at that. This is probably a pretty dumb party. Although Bud's got a +2 intelligence, so I don't know.
Yeah, mine's average.
Average.
Same.
Not me.
I always forget Vulcan doesn't have a high intelligence. I forget.
Rude.
You're a fighter. I am robot. Smash. Like
I was a business owner.
How dare you poop on small business?
I have known a lot of fucking idiots who own businesses. Okay, so you are not
There's a lot of farms.
exempt.
That's fair.
Case in point, Zoom in.
Burn on yourself. Amazing.
Except actually, Zoom has the same intelligence as River, so
You know? What does
10.
that tell you?
Perfectly average.
But hey,
It
Buzz
should be.
did all the accounting though, so
Question. I just realized. Where is Cloud?
Back on the
Is
ship.
he with us?
Okay, wait, he left him. Okay.
No, yeah, he was with you guys, but he is technically on the ship, along with everyone else who was forgotten about, including the ship. But yeah, as you guys approach these walls, you see the gargoyles take up positions. There is a 50-foot gap between the closest building and the wall perimeter. And as you guys kind of like jog to a halt here, the gargoyles just take up positions in a ring around this singular entrance going forward. There's a portcullis that leads further down into this pit, and it's raised. Almost inviting.
I can
so
make
the gargoyles are
myself invisible.
taking up defensive positions like against us, I assume, not whatever is in the middle of the
They're not
pit.
even perched on the wall. that you're approaching. They're perched on the buildings 50 feet out from it.
Oh, okay.
Like, as you guys approach the wall, they just stop pursuing it and just, like,
And there's a portcullis in the wall or the building?
in the wall.
Okay.
But the
Well,
gate is open.
oh,
And even if it weren't, the wall is, like, 12 feet high. More in
I
places
could just
lower
fly
than-
over the wall. That's
You could
no
fly
big
over the
deal.
wall. Yeah,
By the power of bees.
you could. But it's unnecessary as the portcullis is open.
Well, I could make myself invisible. I can't make the rest of you invisible. Something tells me those gargoyles are waiting for us to go inside.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious. There's some sort of trap going on here.
Are we stopping to talk right now? Or are we running still? Like,
I assumed you you can slow to a halt here at the gate, because it doesn't seem like you're being pursued. So as you guys can take a moment to rest your legs, catch your breath, catch your breath. There we go. Pour myself another
Joke's
drink.
on you. I don't need to breathe.
oh, literally second wind.
I also have a
Oh.
second wind, but I don't need to breathe.
As you guys take this moment,
This magic moment.
so peaceful land. They as you guys take here to catch your breath, like you see the horde of zombies are they start trickling in. Singles, doubles, some of the ghouls. They kind of just like slow to a trot, but all maintain this perimeter around 50 feet away and don't approach. But they stand there, not dissimilar from in Game of Thrones in the second to last season, where they're just like surrounding that area, that like little hill.
The walkers.
And the White Walkers, they
Yeah.
surround that little hill, and they just can't make it, so they just wait, perfectly still, and just, it's almost like they're not even watching you. They're just kind of like inactive, but standing there.
What does Trixie do?
Oh, right, your insight as well. What is your what were you exactly looking for? Are you looking for, like,
Well,
does she actually know where she's going, or
It seems she knows where she's going, but
Yeah.
she's leading us to what is at the time she was leading us to where we were being herded. So it seems like it was a little suspicious. Like the gargoyles want us to go there, but why do they want us to go there? Does she know something else? I guess it's like what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
With a 20 insight, let me
Let me text Brandon real quick. No, just kidding.
roll. Nah, he's no longer involved. This is my DM session now.
I'd like to phone a friend, Regis.
You get the impression that, like, when she looks at you, it's not an air of, like, you don't get the impression that she's, like, working against you in any way. She's, for the first time, you see something of an air of desperation to her. She is intent on getting here regardless of what's waiting.
Okay.
Which is alarming in its own ways. Like, she's willing to just go into the obvious and damn the rest.
Okay, so I'll grab her by the shoulder as we're like moving forward, I guess, and try to bring her to the halt. So yeah. Hold on. We need to think this through. We can't just rush into this.
What's there to rush into? Look around.
It's a clear trap.
You don't think I know that? But what other options do I have? This is all I've wanted.
We go in there, we all die, including your lover.
And you turn around, we die anyway.
Not saying to turn around. Saying to think out some options.
Roll a persuasion check. And like as you put your hand on her shoulder, like she resists, and there's no like you have no problem. Like she's not a strong person, like comparatively. She tries to wrench herself out, and eventually like just like kind of throws your hand off. I don't know if you're like trying to keep a forceful grip on
No,
her.
it was just to slow her down a little bit.
Okay.
Get her attention.
Yeah, but like it definitely does because like you're just I don't know if like you have like meaty paws or anything, but
Yeah, big meaty
even
claws for sure.
yeah, you just like grab a whole like a encompass her shoulder. She shrugs you off, but is listening. Says, what other options do we have? The whole city is after us.
Some things require less of a brunt force. Ironically speaking.
I think the time for subtlety is long gone.
River. Cast invisibility on Trixie.
Well, the problem is invisibility in this case only works through the cloak I'm wearing. So I think it can only
Damn
work
it.
on me.
Trixie. I don't think
But
anyone
I
else
think
has it.
Trixie. I'm pretty sure Trixie has it. Hold on.
She's an arcane trickster.
He is almost out of spell slots.
Yeah.
She's got one spell
He
slot
does
left
not have
and does not have invisibility.
Question. How far are the gargoyles away? Are they at least 400 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can shoot them with my crossbow to get their attention.
So like you hear the clank of metal as he like stands up beside you and he's like looking out at the undead horde as well and he says, I don't think we have anything other than their attention.
Well, I meant the gargoyles, but anyway.
No, that agree. Like I'm telling you through cost, the horde is watching you and the gargoyles. Like when you look out from this perimeter wall out toward the buildings, they're all just standing there watching you.
Yeah, but if I pepper them, we can maybe draw a few of them away from the building to give an opening.
I do have turn undead. So
I was wondering when somebody was going to mention that.
That could be useful.
the problem is just getting into position first. Like I could try Misty stepping in and getting behind them to like scatter them away from me to give you guys openings. Like the thing I don't want to do is like use turn undead and then like they just go into where we're going.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So
I can get Umlo out.
Okay.
If I can get near him.
I can Dimension Doris. I don't know if I can Dimension Doris through lead, but I can Dimension Doris at least past.
Well, the gate's open, right? So we can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I assume you guys are just kind of like gathered in and around that gate, essentially.
Question: Are there any mechanisms for operating the gate?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. With the 16, yeah. The lever, like I said, so if you direct yourselves to the bottom corner of the map, I'll say like, you know, bottom right. Let's say like, oh, that's not a draw tool. What am I doing? I've never had to do this. How do you do this? Draw a freehand. There we go. So let's say this white line here is the building line, right? This is the gate you guys are at.
I can't see anything.
Bottom
I
right
see
corner.
white lines.
I see.
I got music playing.
Magic.
I'll just watch through Ross's stream. For me, everything is
There
a
you go.
black. It's like
Oh, really?
Oh, weird.
You're
Weird.
blind.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix that off the cuff right now. But
no
let's
worries.
say like so these are like watchtowers on the outside, right? You guys just came in this way, right?
Mhm.
All the undead have stopped at this left line, on the outer line. Right, you guys are at this G, which is
Oh, that's a G.
totally
Okay.
drawn.
I'm like the
Ah.
S.
It's half a swastika. You're there. They're not going past that line, right? These are guard towers on either side, pointing inward. Further into that corner is where that building is, made of lead, in this pit, right? So the whole purpose of this, the mechanism is on the outside,
Okay.
right? So if you wanted to close the portcullis, raise or lower, it's out on your side.
Is there
23 minutes.
like are there chains and stuff? Like would it be possible to like jam the chains at all to lock it into a particular position?
There is a winch. Yeah, you could lock it down, or attempt to. Sure.
Okay.
I would call for a sleight of hand check, I think.
Oh, there's some options. I could post up in one of those guard towers, give some cover from above, let you guys know if the horde starts moving in.
Can we see in through the gate?
I mean, the gate is open, so yes.
I mean, do we see anything? I guess.
Sure. So the sloping pit, it looks akin to like a quarry. There are multiple like kind of switchback paths that lead further up. The impression you get, it's like a steep incline, right? The impression you get is that if you post it up around the outside of this wall, whoever is coming from the inside of the pit has to go back and forth along this path all the way to the top, right? It goes down maybe like 50 feet, but because it's so steep, you can't just climb directly up the wall to get out, and you'd be essentially under defensive fire the entire time. Giving credence to River's musings and thoughts, it seems that the defensive towers are here to keep whatever is in that building inside.
I don't think there's a good way to sneak into this place. I don't have anything. I mean, without taking a rest. I think maybe our best choice is just to speed and bust through as fast as we can. Because I have nothing. I just have like, call light. And I have blasty spells.
And invisibility.
From my
I'll
cell phone.
also say from your vantage point here, the building appears to have no doors, or it has a singular door but no windows, no like obvious alternate points of entry. There just seems to be one direction. There's like a winding path that just leads down into this place.
How much verticality? You said there were a bunch of switchbacks.
Mhm.
Like, what's the change in altitude from top to bottom? Is it like hundreds of feet, or?
Yeah,
'Cause
you're
you said it
looking
was like 50 feet out, but I don't know if that was just like kind of
50 feet out
diagonally or-
sloping, but like you're looking at like a 200-foot drop from
Oh,
top
okay.
to bottom.
That makes more sense.
Like I said, quarry. They like somebody had dug down with the intent of just like going deep and then bringing things back out. So this place is just like not necessarily a labyrinth. You can, if you look closely, you can see some switchbacks have been intentionally blocked up, and others have been left open for the potential that something would come out.
Okay.
A funneling, if you will.
All right. Well, if you guys want to make a run for it, I could post up in one of those guard towers and fly down to meet you and cover you from above. I can't fly fast, but should be at least enough for me to get down there.
Samabel will light up his stogie of Nathlon smoking weed. Take a few puffs.
All right, let's do this.
I have wall of fire I could cover once we're past the gate. I could use that to cover at least to delay them, at the very least.
Do we want to close the portcullis before,
We could do that.
or do we want to leave it
The
Oh.
thing is,
Yeah.
I feel like once we get in there, they're just gonna close it on us already.
Yeah, we could jam it open.
Yeah,
That way we at least have an escape route.
and then I could just
Kind
wall
of.
of fire. That would give us. It lasts a minute, so we'd
Yeah.
have 10 rounds to do stuff.
Not sure if I'm stating the obvious or not, but if we're already trapped in this pit, why aren't they coming in?
Yeah, I think it'd be more trying to get out that it would be a
Yeah.
problem. Well, if I'm in the watchtower, I can scream out if we need fire. If they're coming after you.
You're on their side, not ours.
Wait, what?
You're on their side of the wall, not ours.
Oh. I'm like, no, I'm on your team.
Oh, you're clearly dead. You're a shambling husk of a body, a corpse, if you will, inside a metal body.
I mean, I know bees don't have the longest lifespans, but you know what? Not now.
We have to talk 50% faster now that we've said B.
Oh, we have to talk 75% faster now that we've said the word. Oh, wait.
Oh no. You said it again.
Keep the gate open so we can get an escape route.
Yeah,
At least.
keep the gate open.
We want to jam it open.
Worst, I can.
Yes, if you can.
Okay.
I can
We'll
dimension
can figure that
door
out.
myself and one other person out.
No windows.
No walls.
Just for parties planning, my flight is I can gain a fly speed of 10 feet and hover for a minute until I'm incapacitated, and I can do that 3 more times.
Wait, how much speed? How many feet?
It's a fly speed of 10 feet, so it's not terribly fast.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
can,
it's like
like verticality or like hover in the air and shoot stuff.
Yeah, it's like a time traveling jump.
Yeah.
The longer you guys wait here, you see
More
the
and-
cobbled streets. Scud, especially you notice that the moisture that you had noticed has like risen, and the streets are now flooded with like an inch or two of just water. And this pit that you're in, the water is now starting to steadily flow and trickle down into this pit. The streets seem to be covered, and it's not like a deluge per se, but it just seems like this is like the outlet for the water, and whatever the streets you assume out there are just covered in this water.
Okay.
Now is the time for you guys to make a decision. I think you guys have mused far
Yeah,
enough.
I think we just gotta go in and wing it. I don't have any way to be subtle, unfortunately.
Be so.
Yeah, I was looking.
Again!
I don't want to be subtle! Never go fast! Never go really fast!
Alright.
I'll
Jam the
climb
door
into
inward.
One of the watchtowers.
Well, whoever's next to me within 10 feet gets +5 saving throw, so that's what I got.
Here we go.
So
I
group
could
up-
call lightning, which could be good right now, given that
Yeah.
they're all
Electrify
standing
the
in water.
ground.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So are we.
You know,
Huh.
Okay, on the count of 3,
Sacrifice.
everybody jump.
On the count of 3, everyone be paralyzed.
everyone prepare your movement on River's turn to jump.
That's how it works, right?
That is exactly how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
On a 6-second round, everyone jump and stay in the air for 6 seconds.
Or if it's in
I mean,
Baldur's Gate,
technically,
you try to jump, you hit your head on something, and you waste
Yeah,
your
you
turn.
hit a railing and you fall immediately. Yeah. Anyway,
I could always start the call lightning now to see what effect it'll have first before we start running in. We could start in with a call lightning.
Save it. You might need a spell slot later.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
you
go
guys
for
feel
it.
a rumble in your feet.
I'm getting
Well,
in one of the
my tumbling.
watchtowers.
Not. There's a freance that goes throughout the undead as this happens. Like, there's brief moment of just like they were silent before, but like there's like this faint just shifting, right? They can't help it. Like they're just sort of jittery. But as this rumble goes through the ground and it seems to originate from everywhere. It's just like an earthquake in this city. There's a moment of just like pure silence as the undead still. That's it.
Yeah, let's go.
Well,
Let's roll.
It's Morbin time.
that's a good sign.
All right.
Did we jam the
It's Vulcan time.
thing? I remember.
Yeah,
I thought
Vulcan
you-
will ban some portcullis stakes in place.
With the intent of keeping it open or shutting it permanently.
Preventing it from being closed. Is that
All
fair?
right.
Yeah.
Are you trying to just like break the mechanisms, or you just jam them up? And are you trying to
Whichever's the more expedient and looks the more effective.
Well, using your strength to break the mechanisms is the most expedient. I would say if you wanted to like be sure that you did it right, you would probably need like a smithing check or some sort of like careful investigation instead. But your choice. Brawn or
Yeah, we'll
brain,
break it.
your choice.
We will break it.
Break.
Trust that we are good at breaking things.
Go.
You want attack or athletics?
I want. Do an athletics.
Working.
Let me roll something here in the background. Sorry. What are you trying to do? You're trying to jam it open. How are you doing it?
What's the mechanism for opening and closing it?
A winch system. It looks like somebody would have to like crank this thing open, and then there's a release to just let it go, and it would slam shut.
I don't know if I can logic breaking that. I want to like drive a stake into deep into the ground to prevent the chain from
Like put a pipe in the chain.
moving. Yeah, and it wouldn't be able to close.
No, that makes sense. So with a 14, totally works. You're fairly confident that you've driven the stake deep enough. It is your only concern is that you're driving it into like a wooden structure, not stone. And if something were to put strain on this, pipe or pole or whatever you've done, it could break. You're not sure, but you're confident it's secured open for the time being.
It will hold.
All right. Now, my secondary question to move things along: are you guys splitting the party or no?
That's up to Wolf because the rest of the party's staying together.
Wolf in his tower.
Yeah, I was gonna take up a position in the tower and then, kind of once they get down a decent way, follow them.
Oh, I see. So you're waiting for the party to move further down in the pit.
Yeah,
before-
I'm essentially picking up like a rear guard position.
Yeah.
On a high point, taking a sniper position, and then from there, I can hover when I fly, so I can just jump, hover, and like catch myself before I land.
Sure. All right.
Since
makes
it's lower,
total sense.
so.
Okay. Then you all continue down into the pit. Wolf, you watch, wait, crossbow at the ready. The stillness is almost eerier than the fact that there are just a bunch of zombies watching you. But they don't move. And as you glance over your shoulder, I don't like. Are you furtive? Are you focusing mainly on the zombies, or I don't want to like roleplay your character for you, but
Oh, sorry, was that at me? I thought
Yes,
you
it
were
is
describing
at
the
you.
group. Oh, sorry. Like I'll kind of watch. To be honest, I'm less concerned about the zombie horde and more about any aggressive moves from the gargoyles.
sure. Sure.
Like if they go and swoop down, my main primary thing, like I'd be prepping like reactions to take pot shots at anything that like swoops down to try to attack the party to give them cover, and then I'd just be kind of looking over my shoulder and checking if the horde moves, and if they start making for the gate, I would call out for River to wall of fire the path.
The gargoyles sit still as stone. And there's no read or tell, right? They don't seem to be anxious. They don't seem to be intent or eager to pursue you guys in any way. They just sit at the edge of the building, stalwart and sentinel. The rest of you, the further down you go, it truly does seem to be some sort of quarry. You're not entirely sure what a quarry would do or be meant for in this place. Sky Peak is a lonely island above in the skies. To dig in such a place seems counterintuitive, right? Because at some point you would just hit air and fall through your own city, right? What is this place doing here? Why is it here? You're not entirely sure, and it's not readily obvious.
They're making donuts.
They've unearthed donuts. I'd ask two of you if you're interested to either roll investigations or arcanas, your choice.
Not me.
Not I.
Are we
I can
not
have
doing
Bud-
investigation?
I'm not there.
I'm not good.
We can have Bud roll an investigation. Is anybody good at arcana? Oh, it's Bud as well.
Suck at both.
I got a +1 on both of them.
Trixie
Plus
could
two.
try Arcana. She's not good at it, but she's got +2, which is better than
She had
your
investigation then.
It's just +2.
Bud has a
She has
+7 in
a
arcana and a +7 in investigation.
a
So
skill
nice,
called
though.
Your Dad that she's double proficient in for some reason.
Excellent.
What does
Excellent.
Kaz have?
None of those. He's a -1 intelligence, starters.
Oh, there you go.
He's good at perceiving, inciting, intimidation, and jumping.
Jumpy boy.
So your choice, Bill. I would say, what do you want to know more about? The potential arcana and magical persuasion of it, with Bud assisting, or investigating more the kind of nature of this place and the physical?
How about physical?
Let's get physical. So go ahead and roll an investigation for Trixie as well.
18.
Very good. So from what the two can glean, it seems that this place was a quarry and for minerals of some sort. You're not entirely sure what. Whatever was on this surface area has long since been removed. The vestiges of the excavation equipment are whatever remains is long rotted and decayed. If this was a quarry, it hasn't been used as such in a long time. Make whatever assumptions you will on that. The paths you tread are newer. They're not quite paved, but they seem to have been carved in after the fact, as though they were trying to funnel people through certain paths if they wish to approach or escape this place. Yeah, that's it. And it takes you roughly about like 20 minutes, I'd say, to traverse the entirety of this place at a walking pace, at a marching pace. Meanwhile, you feel a lot of switchbacks. This is a very steep and precarious walk. The paths are narrow. The switchbacks, like you could fall from one switchback to the next, but it would like you would they're small sloping falls, but you would it's very easy to slip and you would likely hurt yourself every level you fell. As you guys descend, those tremors continue. They're faint. The further down the longer time passes, the tremors increase in frequency. Until eventually, you reach what appears to be some sort of pavilion. You leave this place of rough, cut-out, blue-collar work, and you have now entered this paved, smooth, small garden right in front of the entrance of this place. What I would call akin to like an office landscaping right before entering a building. An office building, I'd say. Benches, small garden plots with various eclectic flora and foliage. You get the impression that these things have magical or alchemic purposes. Some plants glint and gleam, others like writhe with their own sort of like magic without the wind. They seem to serve some purpose, but they're aesthetically pleasing in these plots. So,
are they like at the front doors now?
Yes.
Okay.
And your quarries have made no move.
Okay. Then in that case, I will again expend one use of my writhing tide, and the bees come out, and I kind of hover boot my way down. The very like Legend of Zelda, pull the parachute, drop, pull the parachute, drop, pull the parachute, drop.
Just for action economy, what kind of like what are we looking at here? Like, is it?
It's a
like
bonus action, and I gain a fly speed of 10 feet and can hover. So essentially, I'd be like jumping out, going to like the nearest what is it? Like switchback or something.
Sure.
Do that, and then kind of jump out, and then do that, and just catch myself before I actually impact.
So not trying to be a
hover.
trying to be a catch-22 or anything. I think if you end a turn while hovering, you just fall. So what I would even say is like you would just like, I don't know. We can work it out that way. I understand. I just want you to know mechanically, if you were in midair and your turn ended and you were hovering.
I think hovering is you can end your turn in the air.
Yeah, that's what hovering.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, hover speed.
Oh, am I thinking of something else? All right.
If you're just flying, that's you can.
Yeah, if you're flying, you have to keep moving.
Perfect. Love to be
hover means you can. Yeah.
Because I don't want to manage that one, honestly. Okay.
But yeah, essentially, I'm just using it to slow my descent as I fall and let gravity do most of the work.
And as you do, there's no sign of pursuit. No stoned wings cresting over the walls. No zombie hordes spilling over the gate. They seem to remain.
All right.
I get the feeling that this is the easy direction.
For you stand these slate-colored doors. Square in nature. There appears to be no lock or key on your side. It just seems to be... You can very clearly see the seam where this wall is. There's no illusion or markings to it. But there is just like a slight overhang with an indent in here, 2 pillars on either side that lead straight to these 2 doors.
Well, shall we?
Or not.
I don't like it, but I'm not sure what other option we have.
Somerville, you feel like you'd be good at knocking?
Crack my knuckles. And I'll just do like a punch through the door.
You're gonna punch these doors down. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. No, sorry. Athletics. I'll do athletics for this one.
Okay. Don't think bad.
So what I'll say is you punch these doors, rather than you leave a small fist-sized impact right there, and it punches a hole straight through these doors. The outer surface cracks somewhat. You find that this material is somewhat brittle under your touch, but the hole you leave is very focused and small, and you're able to reach your fingers in and pry this thing open. And they're like sliding doors; they just like part into the walls. And you throw them sideways, and they open. You're met. Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead. I just said, what do we see?
You see a white marble interior.
And a white dragonborn.
Not quite. This building is enormous. The entryway, there is a single desk made of the same material, marble, white marble. Papers and documents strewn across it, clerical in nature, not like actual religious clerical, but like secretarial in nature. It literally seems like an office building of some kind. And there's a hallway before you. Or rather, there's like a single wall behind the desk and two hallways that walk behind and go behind it. You see no white dragonborn.
Oh no. We've entered the DMV.
Got you, bitch. Welcome to it.
There's a long line of zombies.
Social security. They're all waiting.
It was a metaphor.
Know how to do. It's we know how to queue. But there's no one manning the desk. And there's no one walking the halls. What do you wish to do?
I turn to Trixie and I just say, any idea where to go from here?
And for the first time, she looks unsure. She says, I don't know. He's not speaking to me right now.
Are there, how many exits are there in this room? Like, how many, like, ways are there we could go?
It looks like the two hallways ahead of you are symmetrical. Like, it just goes in the same direction. The only exit is behind you or ahead.
So we just have to pick left or right.
Mhm.
All. Well, shall we just go left?
We don't hear anything.
Roll a perception check.
Does anyone have like locate object or something?
I don't.
Vulcan listens.
I have dark vision, fairy fire, hunter's mark, silence, and a web.
Web.
All right. And I have one spell slot left, so.
Hang on, let me look through Bud's stuff. He does not have locate anything.
Then we're going left.
I'm listening.
Unless
Oh, please.
Scud has something.
Nah.
Not really
Yeah,
a
we're
paladin's
kinda
purview because
locate,
Kaz doesn't
yeah.
have it either.
Yeah. Yeah, nah.
Alright, I guess left it is, okay?
The 15 perception, sir.
15 perception.
Listening.
Down the left path, you can hear the faint clinking of metal chains. You're not sure. Down the right
I hear
side,
something.
you hear something. Down the right side, you can hear a faint reverberation. Sounds like voices, but you can't make out what they're saying. It's very faint. Very like it's got the intonation of like peaks and valleys of like you just hear the spikes of something occasionally, but it just keeps fading out. Like you're at the very cusp of just noise, but indiscernible anything.
There may be voices. Right.
To the left, then.
To the metal.
To the left, to the left. Okay. Any other objections, or are we just going forward?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go left.
Do we want to try to be at least somewhat sneaky?
Sure.
Not me.
I mean, they know we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Stealthy or not?
Samuel's done trying.
Yeah.
The
I
group is
don't
bringing him down
Yeah.
so much.
It's like clink, clink.
Okay. If you guys are done being stealthy, I'm moving you all into a singular area. Marching order, if you please.
I will go in the front, even though I don't have any more rages. I'm gonna be in my
Oh.
butt beat.
Take up the rear and kind of keep an eye out back.
Walking can
I'll be in the
follow
middle.
Samuel.
I mean, you're not gonna go in the back?
The rear was claimed.
Bud will be towards the back.
Also, feel free to position Kos wherever you want.
Have him between me and Wolken, if there's three in the front.
Yeah. How about Paladin? We'll put Paladin in the front and back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Kaz up front, Scud in the back.
Where
that
sorry,
works.
Let me real quick. F
Yeah.
front.
So put Kaz beneath
Also,
Samuel.
these hallways are 10 feet wide, so 2 abreast.
Okay.
Two
Give
abreast.
me a
Breast.
Okay. There. Are you gonna be behind me, Wolken?
I don't know where.
To
Oh,
the
is
right
that
is
front?
front, yeah. So you can go
Got
right
it.
next to me if you want, and then we'll put Kaz
If I do
behind
this,
me.
they line up.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
that
Can't
bothers
read
me.
I'll be
myself, I
back
can't
here.
see anything, so just put me
Yeah.
in there.
So Kaz behind me,
Oh.
and then maybe Bud next to him.
So you're looking at having Bud like right next to him there. Where do you want Trixie?
Yeah. And then behind you guys is Trixie and I guess what do you guys want? I don't know.
Put me next to Trixie.
There you go.
Yeah, Caster's in the middle,
Oh,
and then
so-
yeah, there we go. Nice
That's
little
good.
that works.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I can be effective in the back either way.
Yeah.
Because I can go close if I need to.
Very good. Stealthy or no?
Nah.
Very good.
Probably
need-
gonna
Yeah, probably. But you never know.
Yeah.
Perhaps pass without a trace is something for you guys to think about.
fail. Mm.
That's
Something to
on
consider.
my list once I level
Normally
up.
it would. I just did not know things would escalate this well.
about it. I can't do it.
I've thought about it. I can't do it. Oh, yeah, I've thought about it as well. I'm just not capable of it. All right. You take the left path.
I
The
took protection from poison instead, like a genius.
it may come into play. You never know.
I
You
will
are in
never
the
know.
necromantic district. Who knows? This place is devoid of not life per se, it's devoid of like personality. There's no art on the walls, no windows to look out there. It's just white marble all throughout. You come to a fork in the hallways, left or right.
What do your tin ears hear?
Do we need a
Roll perception with you,
Two.
I suppose.
Nice.
Do I hear Umla singing?
I don't hear shit.
River, with your crit perception, the faint clinking of chains is all throughout. Faint murmur of voices seems to reverberate off of these sanitary walls. It's almost like being in a glass house, like everything reverberates in this place, and it's almost distracting, the noise you're hearing. But you discern to the right, you hear what Vulcan heard is the chains are a little louder. Chains clanking together is a little louder here.
to the right?
To the right.
Stride forwards.
All right, to the right. Then.
Okay. You continue in this manner for many levels, until eventually you reach what is the equivalent of a... It's not a jail, per se, but it's a glass hallway. The walls throughout have in this hallway, it's made of translucent glass. And as you look in, you can see tables. Basic metal metal tables with wood legs. Each has a bar across the top with chains running through them. There's about 6 in total. At one of them, you see Umlau handcuffed to one of these tables. Like his hands are underneath the bar and he's handcuffed to the table. Across from him, you can see this person. Let me try to remember how to show you guys this. No.
And we're looking into like rooms.
Yeah, essentially, yes. There's 6 rooms, 6 tables. They look, for lack of a better term, like interrogation rooms. How the fuck do I do this? There we go. You see this figure standing in front of Umlau.
This is the leader of the Rogues Guild, correct?
He's a member of the Rogues Guild. He's got both hands planted on the desk, and he's just leaned forward over the table. You can't hear him from here, but he is talking, like he's like yelling at Umlau, and Umlau is just swaying back and forth, rattling his chains. And just like eyes closed, but like staring up at the ceiling.
Have they noticed us?
No, I'll say. The other rooms are empty at this point.
This feels like a two-way mirror situation.
2-way, 1-way.
One way. Three-way.
3-way. Wait.
3-way.
Break it down.
Wait a minute.
Cause back in time.
Smash.
Do you break
Well,
it
for
down?
not being stealthy.
I mean, I'm hoping that he uses his hammer to do so, because I don't want to cut my knuckles on glass.
We can't make out what they're saying.
No, not from here. Even when you like approach,
I was like, we're not close enough, or is it?
No, like even as you
Muted.
approach, as you pass these other rooms, you see no other people in them, and you get right up to the door, and nothing. It seems like whatever noise could come in can't be heard.
Hmm.
Also, whatever noise is being made in there is like barely coming out.
Mm-hmm. Vulcan
Um,
will look at Trixie. Your call.
She looks conflicted. I know him. Shade Volstek.
What would he be doing with your husband?
Well, if I were to guess, it looks like an interrogation, honestly. But he's a good man. Dragon. He's a good person.
Mandragon.
Dragon man.
He was a dragon man. Does there seem to be like another door that we can see that we could get into this room, or is it just like, is the quickest way in just bashing this glass in?
It is perfectly sealed. Left to right. There's no seam or anything. It's just perfect glass. And them in the room.
Does the room have a different door?
How do you mean? Like this room you're looking into? Like the one with Umlau and and the shade? No. Not that you can see.
It's my nightmare.
They're like, we're running out of air. Stop farting.
It wasn't me.
Peasant, like,
It can only
no.
be you.
It's only the two of us.
What do you guys do?
Well, if there's no other way in that we can see, I mean, I guess we just
Break it down.
bust
I
in.
mean,
Let's move.
Someone drop a beat.
Want to knock?
Would they be able to see?
No noise
Wow,
come
a
in.
measure-
Oh yeah, like I can like lightly tap on the glass.
Yeah, just like
See what happens.
Yeah.
knock on the glass, and then. I mean, if we want to, breach and take the guy out, then that's one thing.
Just do a little tap.
Yeah.
The glass is wet, obviously.
Tap, tap, tap. You see Shade Volsek's head kind of tilt sideways. He's like surprised. He leans back and folds his arms. He says, you can hear very faintly, "You'll wait here. I'll be back." And he approaches the door. He
What door?
draws a complicated symbol and presses something to the glass.
Someone memorize it.
It's his wiener.
It's just
Mushroom stamps it.
it's a great dick butt.
Who is right in front?
Nice.
Vulcan and Semaville, roll a perception check.
Mm-hmm. 18.
Okay.
29 if you add them together.
Thanks. Appreciate that. With an 18. Vulcan, your focus on the thing that he places on the glass. It's a circular pin with two wings branching out, and there's just like a head in the center. It's a dragon head.
Anyway.
He presses it to the glass. Samaville, you see him direct a symbol with his hands, wave a symbol, akin to a magical spell. Like it's like the somatic component to a spell. You're not you actually roll an Arcana check. I'll say
Is this Voltec?
Oh boy.
both tech. Yes.
Got it.
Hey,
shit.
there you go.
He's
Nice.
waving the sign of a knock spell. And like he's gesticulating the somatic component of a knock spell and pressing his pin to the door. And where there once was just perfectly smooth glass pane, there's now a seam appears. And the glass shimmers away. Wolken, Semiville, you are met face to face with Shade Volstek. Only one of you knows who this person is. What do you guys do? Wolken, you have met this person before.
Yes.
Inspiration, if you can tell me how you know him.
I know, you know.
That's why I didn't offer it to you.
We met him at the training pits of Ryland.
Hey,
Holy shit!
there you
Inspiration
go.
for you.
Yeah, notes,
Okay.
yeah, notes.
Okay. Look at you, dude.
Control F and looked up his name.
Shut up. It's valid.
But he did, and he took notes. That's worthy of inspiration.
That was 2021, April 5th.
That was
Dang,
my
you did
session, the
dates
first session I ever gave on this place.
2021.
I had you meet this person. He looks confused for a moment, seeing you both. I would even go so far to say, as he's surprised. What do you two do?
Does this surprise look like he's fumbling for his weapon?
I would say surprised in this instance means like he doesn't get a chance to react at all. Like he's just like surprised to see somebody else.
Okay.
Wait, surprised that we tapped on the glass, or like when he opened the door, it was us?
When he opened the door, he was surprised to see you guys.
Oh, yeah. That's a mirror situation.
And he's just like he's not ready for it. This is your turn to act. Is what I'm
I
saying.
don't even know who Umlau is.
You don't.
Me neither.
You don't know who this guy is either. And you're standing right in front of this Dragonborn, but you know that this man, this Air Genasi strapped to the table, or handcuffed to the table, is important to Trixie. That's all you know.
Okay, cool.
Vulcan,
then strong arm technique.
You know both of them. So it's up to you after that. But
yeah.
I'll grip this guy by the throat and say, "What is going on in here?"
athletics check. Contested,
I'll let that happen.
Contested checks for a grapple, I'll say.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Parity.
Dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah, no issues. You just like, oh, sorry, that's a 6 on my screen. I meant that to be public. You grab him by the throat. He's wearing like this like open coat that as you lunge into the room, he starts reaching for something at his hip. Like you see as you get a second moment, like you put your forearm to his throat, you see a hand crossbow there and a sword on his other side. He's reaching for it in surprise, but you've got the drop on him and you've got him pressed against the wall. You hear from your right, "Hey, who the hell are you?" And you slam this guy against the wall. Vulcan, what do you do in this moment? I say you two are the only ones that have actions.
Yeah. I'll step in behind and kind of nod to Umlo, because I think between myself and Trix are the only ones.
Metal guy! Oh my god! Finally here!
What have you done? Why are you here?
I didn't do nothing. They're holding me against my will. Tell him.
And can I let Voltec respond?
Oh, that would depend on Samuel.
I mean, I'm not preventing him from speaking. Preventing him from moving or reaching for his weapon, I guess.
His arms that have gone for his weapons then jump to your hand or your arm, and he's like trying to not like be strangled, essentially. He says, "Who the hell?" And he like looks at you, Vulcan, and he makes makes contact with you. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what are you doing here?"
We're asking the questions. What are you doing here?
That would depend on the nature of your questions.
You were doing something before we got here.
Interrogating a person of interest.
What makes him interesting?
Treason against the king.
He probably did it.
I know he did it. Umal's like, mate, you gotta believe me. I didn't do nothing. It wasn't me. It was some other blue guy. It looked just like me. He totally was the one. I'm being framed, mate.
No, I'm not even surprised. Can I look to free him? I don't know what like that. Was he just chained to the table?
He's
You
like
said.
handcuffed, essentially.
Can I break the handcuffs?
Roll a strength check.
Ooh. That was almost one.
Jesus. Yeah, you just literally just. He still has both handcuffs, or like he's cuffed on either wrist, but the chain between them
The
is
chain
definitely
broke.
broken, and he's no longer restrained to the bar in the middle.
Government
Thanks, man.
steal.
I knew you were always my bestest friend. Fuck all those other guys. And there's other people start trickling in the room. Oh, you know the guys.
I also point and girl to Trixie.
Just no.
Oh yes.
I'm just kidding, mate. I've been talking to her the whole time.
And how is that possible as well? I'm just curious.
She's like, and he's like, it's the power of love, mate.
Insane.
go on then. Give her a kiss.
Give us a kiss.
Now.
Okay, what was the insight for?
I'm inciting the power of love.
Oh,
I don't know that. I feel like that's a very River thing to believe in, but then
True.
again, I don't play your character, so never mind.
certainly an umlaut thing to believe in. For some reason, I can't scroll on this page. What's going on? Weird. On the campaign page for Odasses, the scroll wheel doesn't work, but I can still do the bar if I click and drag.
Technology.
My front-end engineer is not pleased.
Hold on one
shit.
second. You could also speak to Gazda, hey.
No, you didn't bring him here, did you? With a 19, it's like he had a plus 12 and you still beat him.
It's the power of love. I mean,
He's not lying per se. He just doesn't know exactly how.
I say, the power of love manifests differently for different people, but it does not manifest like that. I say.
He's like, what do you know? And just Trixie just smacks the shit out of him. Just like from back downtown to forward, like the hand comes all the way through, and he just.
Probably deserve that. We were looking for you for a very long time.
You left us. You and your child, you left us. You hid. I'm not going to go too far into this because I don't want to like actually speak to what Brandon had planned for his characters, but they're not happy with one another. It seems. As Koss steps into the room, just like the temperature drops like 5 or 6 degrees.
And Bud.
And Bud.
And Bud.
Bud did know.
We're going to focus on Volstek. You see Umlau for a moment, like after his dressing down from Trixie, see Bud and almost lunge over the table, which Koss just like slams him against a wall. You see Koss like shouting down Bud and essentially yelling him out of the room. Bud steps out. So, the rest of you, what are you gonna do?
Huh. Well, this is a heartwarming reunion. You guys know each other, it seems.
Last time I saw him, he blasted our wizard and jumped out of an airship.
Huh.
I think I was there for that.
You were.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he abandoned us to fight a Doommaker on our own. And I was dragged down the Thinborn realms. Presumed dead. You just see, like, the pallor of Umlau, who is normally, like, a lightish blue, go to, like, a sky blue.
Bud died. So did
Bud
Drake.
died.
That's
Drake
what happened,
died.
Grandpa. Well, I died.
Indeed.
I died. Umlau's like, I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going to happen, but you were all a bunch of assholes. Who has questions for Volstek? Samville, you're in his face. Vulcan, you seem to be the only one who, for the moment, it seems like nobody remembers that you ran away from that fight.
We're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. What is this place?
It's an interrogation room.
I mean the entire building, not just the room.
Roll a persuasion check.
And why are we being led here?
Raw dogging that persuasion.
Truly. Volstek grips at you, Samaville, and like his claw, like his innate claws, just like kind of dig at your forearm. He says, "It'd be treason to tell you what this place is for, but it's under the purview of Kronash."
This is when Samville's past comes in as being a strong arm and just this is what he's used to doing. He'll just go and pull one of his hands off and just smash his hand in his own hand, breaking his hand essentially.
Okay. Oh, his hand. Got
Yeah,
it.
I'm breaking his hand with my own hand.
Roger that.
Like doing one of these.
Didn't like his answer.
things.
Just smashing his hand with the force of my own strength.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation with advantage.
23?
Ooh la la. This is, and he swears in Draconic. He says, "My loyalty is to the crown. Umlau has a secret that he knows. It's a matter of national security.
A secret regarding.
Roll an insight check for me. The true nature of this person you can't tell. He's, to use a Matt Mercer adage, he's hard to read. You get the impression that there's something like you're getting the impression of like a person loyal. He's doing this out of duty. As to why, you can't tell, but like something about his affect, like he's doing it for a purpose.
All right, then keep your secrets.
Vulcan asks him, well, what is your secret?
I mean, that's what this guy was. Is he just going to say it in front of this guy?
Kill me. That is a fair point. I just want to make sure I didn't misinterpret. Samuel, you broke Volstek's hand, not Umlau's, right?
Oh, I would break it with his hand. I'm gonna have a hold on full stack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure. You're just like, sorry about this. Let me just
Tell him what you know.
beat Umlau to death. Vulcan, who are you asking what?
Well, Voltek said that Umla has a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking Umla, what's your secret? Tell us.
He looks fearfully at Kos, disdainfully at the door, and then something in his affect just sort of like shifts when he looks at Trixie, and he looks at you, Vulcan, and he says, "Mate, it's bad. It's really bad."
I just put my hands over Volstek's ears. They're like, you can say it.
Oh, wait, just a sec. I summoned a bunch of bees and they buzz around his ears.
The white noise.
It's just like bzzz, really loud. Or we could, just take him down the hall.
It's the king, mate. Found out what he's doing in Wiltier. Then they dragged me here. What did they say? What did he say? I'm a matter of national security, mate.
What is the king doing in Wiltier?
And is it Wilter or is it Ovella? Because we heard stuff about Ovella too, right?
He said Wiltier.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And you hear, or you feel another rumble throughout the building. A faint amount of dust between the cracks of the marble still manages to find its way through and just sift its way down. Even Volstek looks up in alarm. He's experimenting on Doomwakers, mate.
We'll archive that.
Volstek doesn't hear any of it. He's like,
It's good.
we got bees buzzing in his ears.
I specifically have a couple just crawl up his nose just to distract him. Not sting, but
I know.
Okay, but wait. So I'm just trying to figure out like where the loyalties lie. Then, so Volstek is trying to get this information from Umlau. But does that mean Voltec or whatever his name is not working for the king, or he is working for the king? He's like, my alliance is with the king, but shouldn't he already know what the king is up to?
Ask him. Why ask me?
Well, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, like...
It could go that way, or he might not know what the king is doing at all, and he's like, "What do you know?" Or he does know, and he still wants to know what Umla knows. To know how much that's spread. Could go a couple different ways.
I just turn to Volsec and say, you are torturing this man for information you should know if you are loyal to the king.
Torture's a strong word. Interrogate.
Interrogate, then.
He's strapped to a table.
It wasn't that bad.
He screams like a bitch, but I do nothing to him. Listen, mate, these iron handcuffs are chafe on my skin.
I agree. I think one of the worst things you can do to someone is make them stay in one place.
Yeah, he's right.
I say,
What's your
so
question?
your loyalties lie with the king of Quiltia, if I'm to understand correctly.
And so should yours, River.
Ooh.
Say, if you know the wanderings of the Chosen of Celestian, you would not speak such nonsense.
Celestian is unknown to me. I know you as a member of the guilds. And the guilds answer to the king. Just like I do.
Not anymore.
The guilds no longer exist.
So what are you then? Mercenaries? Assassins?
What are you? Saying you're loyal to the king and as if you're part of a guild?
I say, and he looks to you, Walken, we all came from the same place. But where do your loyalties lie? To the king? Or something else? Why invade the city of Skypeak? Why travel all the way here? If not for treason. Why are you here?
The king doesn't serve the interest of the people anymore. That's why we're here.
And some would say that the guilds revolt against the king. What are you doing here? Why are you doing it? Do you even know?
Do you, is what I'm trying to figure out. Know what your king is up to.
You give me no answers but question my loyalty.
I don't know if you realize the situation you're in, as I point to the 8 or 9 people around him that currently outnumber him.
He shrugs. It's only occupational risk. I'm not a bad person. I act in the interests of Odasses and its security. King's secrets among normal men are a security risk. And I was told by Cornash to find out what it was, what the leak was. Can you imagine what our enemies could do with our king's secrets? I'll ask you again, River, cleric of Celestian. What are you doing here?
I kind of get close to him and just say, the king would not need secrets to fight our enemies, since our enemies are awful monsters. They keep no secrets, they simply destroy. The reason your king is keeping secrets is because it's things that are unholy. Things that would disturb the likes of the general public.
Think to yourself, why would he disband the guilds?
The things hunting our enemies.
The one thing for protecting the people.
Can I answer your questions? or will you continue to bombard me? Also, is this necessary? I've been more than amenable.
Not really.
Take his
It's
weapons.
necessary. It's necessary.
Fine. He turns to you first, Samoville. No. To River. General public. What do we do? What do they need to know the king's secrets for?
Why does the king
There
need
are
to keep secrets?
There are
Begin.
always secrets. You think you're privy to everything that goes on here, hitherto, by for. There are multiple nations, multiple factions. You know everything that's going on. Is there any translucency to any of them? He says with one hand because the other hand's broken.
I just say there are certain secrets that are bigger than others, I would
Have
say.
you asked your own god for the answers to all his secrets?
I say,
Why were you sent to the Underdark? Why were you left? Where are the others?
I say, I know the location of quite a good deal of them.
But not for what purpose. And I'm sure that's eating you up inside.
I have faith.
Faith.
I know
Faith
that
in a governing power. That I find that interesting.
in an almighty governing power, a little bit different than one that creates an unholy army.
I don't know anything
power
about
of
an
enemies.
unholy army, but you. And he turns to you, Samoville. I forgot your question, so he's going to ask you again.
Why would he disband the guilds after the guilds are the only thing protecting the people?
I don't know why he would disband the guilds. I'm not the king. Do you know what the bottom line was? Power.
Oh, yes.
Power and hope. Too much power laid at the guilds' feet. Too much responsibility laid at the guild. Blame placed on the king for not enough oversight over the guilds. The guilds are just mercenaries. That's what we were. And he looks at you again, Vulcan. I brought you missions from the guild, not the king. When we failed, when Vrylin fell, what were we? Thieves. Soldiers. Rangers. What? What then?
Not
I'll
puppets.
ask you one more time. What are you doing here? Are you guards? Are you assassins? Are you murderers? I know what I am.
What is that?
Part of the guard, trying to find out what this man knows and how it can topple a kingdom. What are you doing here?
Stop
I've not
distracting.
gotten an answer, only questions. An accusation.
Again, you don't understand the situation you're in.
I don't think you understand what I'm willing to do. Are you going to kill me?
Not if you are for the people. If you're just some lackey of the king, blindly following orders when you don't realize what he's up to. I'm trying to figure out if you know the evil that he's perpetuating.
What do you know of this evil he's perpetuating?
It's the very information you're trying to get from your assailant here.
Sure about that. Ask him. Ask him what he knows. And I'm
We did.
curious what you know. Assaulted the entirety of Sky Peak. The entire city is after you.
They technically assaulted us first.
Kronash sent him on us. So you heard the message.
And you don't know what Kronash is doing. Why are you here?
We were
I
here
know
on a mission.
I know some of your faces and what you've done. And the respect I have for you maintains this conversation, otherwise I would die willingly. Perhaps the king has made decisions that's not for the people's greater interests. We are safer with a king than we are without. And I think
I've spoken as a
you
true
know
coward.
I disagree. I
We,
see some
most of
doubt
us here,
in
served
your
in the
eyes.
king's royal guard. Why would we leave?
Why, indeed, I'm asking you. Only you know that. I don't know that.
Because we have a greater calling to serve the people over the king.
You planning on killing the king?
We're planning
Usurping?
on stopping
Who are you
his
going to
army.
put in his place? Yourself?
We never mentioned killing the king. We just simply want to stop whatever plot he has.
And then what? Leave the king where he is?
I'm getting really sick
You
of this
even
guy's
know
questions.
what?
Like, where is he going with
Yeah.
this shit? Like, come on.
You have him at the disadvantage, but he's asking.
This world is not safe with this king. Nobody is safer.
Roll a group persuasion check. I'll allow Wilkin, River, and Samaville to attempt a persuasion check.
Ooh, persuasion. Oh.
Dude, I'm on
You have
hot
a
tonight.
+8.
Wow.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah, what the hell can you walking up to you using persuasion?
That's never
What the
come
heck?
up.
Hot table, hot table.
How the hell do you have a +8? Do you have a high charisma?
It's +2.
What?
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 Where's the
He's
rest
just
of it
on
coming from?
fire.
It's shoot, let
Oh.
me find out.
I have +9. What the hell?
Well, you've got a charisma.
Yeah, he's got charisma.
It's fighter. Fighters get bonus to persuasion. Elegant.
Oh,
courtier.
samurai. Yeah.
Oh, samurai.
Samurai, yeah.
Oh.
Sick.
So I add my wisdom to it as well.
Cool.
Pretty dope.
That makes sense.
We're all decent.
Sam, Vulcan, remind me of the last thing you said.
I was reminding the king. The king has not kept anybody safe. In a rebuttal of his argument, the world is very much on fire.
He gives a sniff, and he's like, "The king is distracted."
Because he's building an unholy army.
It is a dangerous time to be distracted.
He says,
I want to insight him actually,
"Go ahead."
because he sounds like he's withholding information, like he knows something is actually up. The king is doing actually something.
Nice.
Yeah. 21.
There's a ring of truth to what he's saying. The king is up to something else. When he looks at you, Vulcan, he says, "The guilds had too much autonomy, and the king, well, I don't know
No.
all the details.
Not enough autonomy to avoid
Mhm.
being disbanded.
Enough failures, enough oversight. Too much gone wrong. Look at Hinterwood. Look at Oakvale. Look at Helgrin. The king gave these places autonomy. Nathlond. No standing army. The king disbanded the guilds because he needed to consolidate power. Too many people with too much power, with free reign to do whatever they wanted. Doommakers died. Monsters died. Too many places are gone.
Krantz, Ansagon, Nathlond, Oakvale,
What happened to Krantz?
Interwood.
Krantz is
Look at all
fine.
these places. Gildan, all gone. Under the
Krantz
guild's
is-
purview. Krantz is gone, bro.
No, it's
Nah,
not.
they got rid of the league. It might have been. It might have
That's
gone.
true, but like you know,
It was
half
like
the
half those that we
population
got.
Taking a
gone, and
few
like
hits.
that
Yeah.
was 10 levels ago.
I mean,
Who
it's like
knows
all
what's
wolf
happened then?
people now, but they've got a nice society going.
Hmm.
The king consolidates power. As for what he's actually up to, I don't know. You'd have to ask Kronash.
And that is why we've come. When we sought out Gronash, he sicked the townsfolk on us. Why is that? All we wanted was answers.
Because I was here. I didn't even know of your arrival. Kronesh has his reasons. Loyal to Gildan King. He holds this place in high regard. There's another rumble in this place.
Hmm.
He says, "What the hell is that?"
Sounds
He
like you
doesn't know
know
either.
quite as little as what we do.
You are showing us your own ignorance too.
Ignorance to what? Because I'll be honest. Who sent you?
We sent us.
I don't believe that for an instant. Look at me. I'm not a bad person.
Someone who's not a bad person just need to say.
I worked for the guilds as well. But when things broke apart, some people became what they knew. Criminals. They turned their expertise to what they knew. The Rogues Guild broke apart and what? I didn't agree with the king's decision, but what? What are you going to do with that many trained men? Men and women with that much freedom and oversight. Walking time bombs. Able to do whatever they want, whenever they want.
Nothing stopping anyone from being trained and becoming a time bomber themselves.
Only their own morality. So I tried to direct my own skill set into something more productive. I didn't turn to thievery or assassination like my guildmates.
Mhm.
Espionage and interrogation. And what have you been doing over this past year?
I told you. Most of the time was spent working for the king as a royal guard. A lot of us were.
Some of you were. And he looks over you, River.
It's got your number.
You are so obsessed with me. I don't understand.
And you're quite accusatory.
Do you know my brother?
He glances at you and he's kind of like, I know of your brother. And that information has passed me by. You are a person of interest.
I know little why. I've barely been active for the past year.
Tell you what, how about a deal? You've been inactive, but
I say, look, I don't think you're... I think you're just misguided. I don't think you're seeing the full picture. I'm just trying to figure out if once you see that full picture, if you will side with us or if you will not. I've told you what the king is up to, what you've been trying to get from your friend, from our little friend here. I say, what happens next is up to you. You can aid us, but I see little reason to hurt you.
Miles, and he says, in like his toothy dragonborn grin.
Espionage is not the game that we play. What we play is slaying monsters. And that is what we want to do. What we are trying to determine is how to stop this potential threat that this king is doing by creating monsters.
Ah, an honest answer. Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Boink. 16.
Cloud is your brother. An honest answer for an honest answer. I do know your brother. And I have my own doubts about the king. But do you know why I am so loyal to this cause?
Why don't you tell me?
I'd love to, but I can't trust you yet.
You already mentioned protection was the reason.
Protection from what? Sorry, I don't. What do you?
He mentioned that the job keeps him safe, essentially, and that's why I brought up. Well, we were royal guards. Why would we leave that then?
I feel like I was referring to something else. I don't recall.
You said the king keeps him safe, and I said, "Well, we were royal guards."
Not him. Not him. Singular.
I think he was saying like him, as in like he was saying like everyone. Even though I don't know what the king has ever done.
Yeah, that was my point. But okay.
Same.
I think we are misguided. But I'll tell you what. Allow me to take you to Kronash. Let us explain what we do here. Maybe you'll change your tune.
Kronash wanted us dead. For merely attempting to
Kronash
see
did
him.
not know why you were here. And let's be honest. Not deserters. People who left the Royal Guard. Some of you only resurface after a year. Some of you, and he turns to you, Scud, and he says, some of you I have not seen in many years.
Indeed.
Your loyalties are questionable. But to serve the king is to serve the people. Or at least that's what we believe.
At least we can agree on that. We both want to serve the people.
Then how about somebody heal my hand? And I'll take you to Kronash.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on it.
And his bones snap back into place.
Ugh.
And I say, now use that hand to shake. And I say, I would have it on your honor.
Call an ambulance.
As a spy. That should you bring us to Kronash, you will advise no harm come to us. Well, as a guest. We don't wish for further bloodshed.
Okay. Give me 1 sec to look up a name. Give me 2 secs to look up a name.
Luke.
What?
He glances at your hand. And he looks back up at you. And he looks directly at Scud. And he says, on the name of good Prince Oswin, the Dragonheart, do I swear
that what I do is for the people of this realm, and that when I bring you to Kronash, he will tell you what we do is for the betterment of all. And he shakes your hand. Scud, if you wouldn't mind, roll a history check with
Yes.
advantage.
Yes,
Are you a
sir.
prince?
Oh,
I wouldn't have him roll if he was a prince.
surprise.
Well,
Oh,
maybe
that's me.
he's a prince, but like he needs to get like kissed by a frog or something, and then he'll remember he's a
Kissed
prince.
by a frog on the red. Ooh. The 16.
Yeah.
More than enough. Good Prince Oswin, the Dragonheart.
Mhm.
The King's Son. Champion of Dragonborn everywhere.
Right.
He is stationed in the south, past Ansagon, in the lower reaches of past the map that I'm available to give you. And direct you all there. Or most of you there?
Loading.
Two of you's not
more
there
map.
yet. Ross isn't there. There we go. All right.
Yeah. Hmm.
World map. Down south, past Ansagon. I don't know how to pull you all there.
Zoom.
Is the prince has been stationed in the southern reaches of this world in defense of Odasses. He is world renowned as being a human with sorcerous powers and the heart of a dragon. Now, you as a Dragonborn would know that Dragonborn consider themselves in some mythologies as the first hybrids. That dragons were the first creatures to roam this earth. Before Doomwakers ever existed, there were dragons. And when dragons bore their influence on this world, then became Dragonborn, right? Before people like Zoom or Acasio or anything like that, there were the Dragonborn. And they all trace their lineage back in mythos to the world. Now, good Prince Oswin, the Dragonheart, has sorceress blood, draconic blood. And many of the Dragonborn rally around his flag as the true dragon. King's son, the true dragon. This man has proven himself in battle, is known to you because the Dragonborn revere him as the exemplar, as the return of dragons. So when Volstek swears on his name, you know personally he's swearing on the prince's name. So when he believes it, he believes it. And that's not something to invoke lightly.
Well, on the word of Oswin, I think we should trust him. But that's all I'll say.
Volstek gives you a nod. A knowing look and a nod. A bow of respect.
And I'll release him.
Then come. And he like flexes his fingers and he just kind of rolls. Bring your Genasi friend and let us meet Kronash. And I'll leave it to you guys. Do you guys want to meet him tonight? Or next time?
Yeah, and then we kill him.
Keep it real short.
Well, if you want to kill him, that'll have to wait till next time. But entirely up to you. It is 11 o'clock.
I can keep going, but if you guys want to keep going, let me know.
Down for whatever.
I can go on for a bit.
I mean, I could
right.
end it if it's gonna be like an hour, but if it's like a little bit longer, that's fine.
Let's say cut me off at 11:30, 11:40, and we'll see where we end up.
That's cool.
Let's go.
All right.
Ethan says,
Right.
keep going, daddy.
Give me more, daddy. Who said that?
Steven will tag in for Ross then. That's fine.
Yeah.
You see briefly, as you guys leave this room, in this interrogation room, that Trixie chains Umlau to herself, handcuffs them together, like she's worried about him leaving. But Volsec leads you deeper down to a hidden elevator that takes you down another level, and another, and another. When the doors open, there are numerous people here, all Dragonborn. Varying chromatic shades, all standing guard and ready for you as you exit. They do not attack. Volsec shows his pin, the winged pin with the dragon head. And they allow him passage, and you are allowed to go as well. The motif of white marble continues. This place has an air of a hospital, almost. Who has the highest passive perception that isn't Koss, Bud, or Trixie?
16.
16.
15.
16, 16, 19, 15. Vulcan, what do you got?
12.
Okay.
Got dick.
Everyone except for Vulcan notices, like, as you guys get this floor has an air of activity around it that the upper floors do not. This floor, you see people bustling about of varying races, but the main guard and knights are all Dragonborn. You catch glimpses of things, just varying. It seems like you're reminded briefly that you are in the necromantic quarter. They operate on cadavers of varying humanoids, elfin, human, dwarf, halfling, etc. Seems like you're in a lab. More so than like a cultist thing. Like this isn't the necromantic church of Baal, for instance. Like there are no limbs hanging from the ceilings. There's no blood in copious amounts. It's sanitary. It's clean. And has the air of research. They're investigating something. But as though to belay that idea that you're not in a cult, you arrive in a chamber. A stone chamber with a plinth in the middle. The white marble motif is extended only as far as it can go onto flat surfaces. But here, it looks like somebody has modified a cavern. Jagged rock, and all the smooth places available have been placed with square panels of marble, almost like linoleum. Like somebody just like put like the square white stickers wherever were flat enough for it to find purchase. In the middle, there's a plinth, and in front of that plinth is a white dragonborn. Green are his robes, open in the front. They're sleeveless with like a wiry mesh metallic something covering his white muscular arms. His robes are inlaid with silver, and at his belt you can see a long sword on one side and a big fat tome on the other. This is Kronash, as you knew him, the champion of the Wizards Guild that no longer exists. He's imposing and intimidating as he is dragonborn, and he gives the affect of just like a battle mage. Like if he were out of spell slots, he'd fucking punch you through a wall, sort of shit. And he's weaving a sigil over a part or a piece of like it looks like a webbed wing or something. As you guys look around the room, there's just body parts and tubes and like in vats. This place looks like an area of research. Each of you, I can say, can roll one skill check each in an area that might interest you so far. If you for things you want to know more of. But that's up to you. Interrupt me whenever.
I'm gonna do acrobatics. Are they good at flips?
I'm gonna arm wrestle.
Oh, that's right,
Kronash.
Are they impressed?
Do a flip and you'll see what happens.
Oh,
This is how you get everyone killed.
roll a d4.
Wow.
23 is a good flip.
Pretty good
So
flip.
look like they're extracting anything
Y'all
from Le Boldies.
They're expecting anything from what? The bodies?
Extracting.
Oh,
Extracting.
extracting. Oh, I see.
Sorry,
roll a
me
check.
no talk good.
Tell me on a check.
Whoop, I'll just do perception. 17.
All right. Because you're the one who asked me directly. It looks like they're studying a certain type of body. Like you can see some of the parts are bestial, some of them are humanoid. All of them have the common theme of reptilian to them, or draconic. Scud and Vulcan, you knowing what you know, Vulcan, you've now pieced it together for you. These are the Dragon Knights, an offshoot of the Legion, the Fighters Guild. The Dragonborn gathered together, and they became the Dragon Knights. And you never, like, they have their own mythos, they have their own creeds, but they, as their own, it makes more sense. The people you saw on the way in, you're like, okay, whatever this is, whatever this lab is probably directly related to these people. And it makes more sense now that you've heard the name Oswin and why Dragonborn gathered to him. The Dragon Knights would be those people as well. River, you do a flip. And the nearest people to you are like, oh, it's a good flip.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty good. Like, shit. I don't know what to do with that, but holy shit.
Damn,
It's a good
that's
flip.
cool.
Scud.
Wait, important question. Was it a front flip or a back flip?
That
I'd
is an
say
important
back flip.
question.
Okay.
Scud, you get the impression that they are investigating the nature of draconic blood. Dragons in this world being extinct or near extinct, and Dragonborn being what they are. Seems like this level of this building is dedicated to the draconic bloodline. Did I miss anybody? Samville, that 21 insight was a while ago, so
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe I'm only really interested in Cronash at this point. So I guess Samuel will just be mad dogging him, pissed off that he sent freaking whole town against us.
and he's right next to you is Kas, and both of you are just
Not happy.
not having it. Whatever's going on around you doesn't matter because Cronash tried to have an entire city kill you. And he's there, resplendent, in his fine robes, and as his sigil finishes with a flourish and a flash of light, he looks down on you with beady eyes. He says,
Didn't work. I'm here flipping and shit.
so you're finally here. Volstek leaves your party and goes up to him and whispers in his ear briefly. Rolling in. What's your passive insight?
Me?
You, yeah.
Is 16.
All right, same as causes. You see a the faintest brief flash of confusion. Before he seals it up and looks back at you. I suspect you're not happy with me.
No, I am not.
Is that a hypothesis or is that a finding?
A hypothesis would be an idea that needs proving. I think I know. And you're not happy with me.
And why would that be?
Let's not be coy. I did set the city on you.
Well, that was rude.
And yet you smile upon us now.
I do. If you had been more forthcoming with your intentions, I might have just welcomed you with open arms.
We literally just followed guys that were trying to hide your location. That's all.
Upon my orders. I don't know anything about you. I don't know who you are. Sorry.
You've met some of these people before.
I will echo a sentiment that Volstek brought to me. Some of the guild, when the guild broke apart on King's orders, long may he reign, turned to villainy. Apologies. I thought you were one of them.
So you sick the whole town against us just because we were looking for you.
He gives you a shit-eating grin. We hold many secrets. Your malcontent is beneath my notice.
No, that just seems like you're afraid.
I would be stupid not to. And he just points to Vulcan, Kas. I think that's it, right?
I mean, the rest of us were there.
But he says, I was part of the party that directed you to Helgrin. I know what you're capable of. It's not lost on me what you're capable of. My apologies if I treated you with the respect your strength deserved.
Fucker.
You're afraid of us, had the town sicked against us, but then your gargoyles led us here. Why?
Because I'm curious. While Volstek might trust you, I don't. And I'm curious why you're here.
We go through the same conversation we just had with Volstek. I give the same impassioned speech. regarding trying to figure out what side you're on. And I punctuate it with just, and so far I'm not impressed.
What would it take to impress you, out of curiosity? What are you hoping for right now?
I am hoping we can find an ally in common against some monsters rather than divide us further.
The last thing we need is more enemies.
Indeed.
Well, we are in agreement. We don't need more enemies, but you will not find an enemy here. And where you're looking is not the enemy.
I would say, are you aware of the army that this king is building?
I am.
And you would see it completed.
I would.
You trust it.
I do.
You trust
Wholeheartedly.
it. You trust the mutations not to be pulled against by our enemy.
Pulled against who is our enemy?
That's a good question. So it goes back to all the
Which
the,
one?
which one? The Lady of Pain or the Sinborn cultists?
Or the
Name one.
Awakened? Or the Doommakers?
None I'm hearing are the king.
The king.
I'll ask you one more time.
I believe.
Just to. We are friends here. Who is our enemy exactly?
Anyone who would wish harm against the people.
Ah, now you've gotten
So
to
be
the
it
point of it,
the
haven't
king
you?
or anyone.
I think you'll find that Quiltier is under siege. From within and from without. Can I be honest with you? The king has granted me the opportunity to investigate something very close to him. And something very close to me. He looks at you, Scud. Can you imagine what that might be? Best guess. I'll take even wrong answers.
His peepee.
That's exactly right. My penis.
Very close to him and very close to me.
No, it's not. That's not. It's not my penis.
It's his penis.
It's your penis.
Well, where'd it go then?
Well,
It's not close
my
to you.
It's
draconic
up in your
penis.
cavity somewhere. We're trying to extract it. No, Scott,
Yeah.
tell me, why would I ally with the king and what would he be interested in? Why would we... What would we want to research here?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Your whatever you call him, commandant, mentioned Prince Oswin, and upon looking at your facility here, I see you are researching draconic blood.
Exactly right. Our good Prince Oswin is cursed. He is human, but has draconic blood.
Hmm.
King's blood.
Yes.
Our dear king has no draconic power, but Prince Oswin does.
I see.
How familiar are you all with the hybrid malady?
River isn't.
Samaville isn't.
I don't think I am.
You know Casio and Zoom.
Oh, that thing? I was starting to think of Dragonborn stuff. Is that Dragonborn related?
No, but it's
No, but
hybrid.
they're trying to make it be.
Oh. I have seen some things.
Also the bee people from Ovella.
Wait,
Oh.
there are other bee people? Like me?
The wasp people. The
Never mind.
Different
Oh, yeah.
storyline for
Yeah.
a different time.
Wasps can suck it.
I see confusion on your faces. Let me explain it for you. This world is infected. And the natural order, a byproduct of Melora herself, has attempted to reseed the world and take itself back over. So, there are 3, and he like telekinetically hovers a chalkboard to himself. There are 3 types of hybrids. 1, and he scribbles across the board. Ones who are destined to become monsters. We call them infections. Ones who were humanoids and who will no longer be when they are done. They are beasts at the end. 2. And he like scribbles across again. People who are born with innate powers. Some might call them sorcerers. Some tap into the wild magic that be. Are able to harness that power, but are never quite ready to shake it. Different from lycanthropy, they are able to tap into this power and it mutates. And mutates. And mutates. And finally there are these. And he flicks his fingers and the chalk draws a picture of the Valigro. Ones who are able to infect beyond lycanthropy and turn humanoid to beast. But once they are hybrid, there is nothing left. Nary an inkling of the humanoid that once was. Only a slavering beast to remain. This is what we research here. And that is what our king has directed. For his sons. Rumble. The entire room shakes again. Dust sifts from the ceiling. Bottles and books are displaced from shelves.
Do you know what that is?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Oh, wonderful. I was hoping someone would know.
Insight check.
Insight check.
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop. There.
I'm sad to say, he's telling the truth. As far as you know.
God damn it. One reason to hate this guy.
He says, this is next on my priority list. But for now, you are my biggest threat. So tell me. What was your hope for coming here?
I think at the general moment we were just looking not to die because you sicked the entire city on us.
That was an effect of the cause. Your cause was your arrival. Your cause unstated. Your allegiances unknown. Now, why are you here?
I'd already given him the impassioned speech about hunting monsters and all that stuff.
What do you know of the Ion Stones?
Ah, the Ion Stones are an interesting product of our research. Their intent was to make a potential... I'm looking for the word. Hang on. Someone who might lose themselves to their more bestial nature. The Iron Stones were meant to give them a shielded area of their own mind to hold on to. An area of control.
Folly of mortals to think it can control the whims of such a force.
And yet we have statistical proof. It was not mere whims, it is arcana and divinity melded to one. Ayun, the goddess of the mind, of knowledge and being, mixed with the magic that would allow you to maintain your being. Is it folly? We adapted a known artifact.
Who's to say it couldn't, what you're doing couldn't just make the adaptation stronger?
Oh, that couldn't be true. We have research. We have examples. Our king asked for them and we gave them to him after much research. For his sons. Because we tested them on his sons.
I thought you mentioned Oswin
I did.
was the one with the draconic blood. You never mentioned another.
But there are two. Now, while good Prince Oswin has his faculties and is strong in might and magic, there is another. But that is not my place to say.
Why keep it secret?
That's the king's secret. I cannot tell. Do not
Have you
press
not
me.
asked yourself? Has no one advised the king?
I
that
advise the
keeping
king.
this- Ah, so
And he
you are
sets
wise.
and he sets me upon this path to aid his sons.
What are you afraid of? That you keep it that keep this information. If you truly believe that it could be a help, if you truly believe that this is beneficial and of a source of good for the world, why keep it secret?
Roll a persuasion check.
Bam.
Jesus. Cornish looks confused for a moment. Like he has to like search past the factual and the research he's done, and he says, "Well, I can't speak for the king, but he was doing it for his sons. To keep it secret, well, it's not been without its dangers, or it's..."
Do you not think it fishy? I'm just saying, as impressive as your research and however much control you think you have over this mutation, over this plague that affects so many, it says, if you think that the workings of this and your science can influence what is essentially a force of nature, and if you are 100% sure in its accuracy and its power working against the forces that be, why not tell? Why not announce it to the public? Why attack us when we simply come asking you questions and you don't know who we are or where our alliances
And he,
lie?
for the first time, his composure breaks. And he leans forward and he's like, "Look at where we are. Look at what is around you. What it cost. What it cost us." And he looks at Scud again. "What it cost our people." And his
genial affect is gone, and like his proper tone is gone, and in its place is like this draconian accent that drives forward, and he says, "Our people sacrificed everything to get here, to find who we are. Look at where you are in this city. You are in the necromancy quarter district," because I told myself. "You are in the district of the undead, of the dead. Look at who is here, who sacrificed themselves for our people. The Odessan king gave us that. No one else."
I say, I'm not doubting the size of your sacrifice. I'm saying,
Boom! There's an enormous explosion somewhere deep within the city. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Okay.
Nice.
Boomy, baby.
well,
I
I
like it.
hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys
I like
have
that a lot.
enjoyed playing along, because we have more to go, and I am excited to see where it goes. So,
what's the boom?
Yeah, it's a big
what
plot to
is
take over.
earth-shattering kaboom? I threw a lot
Very
at
cool.
you. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We're moving ourselves forward. So,
Indeed.
thank you
Great
all
job.
for
Liked it.
watching.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
all
you,
for
Matt.
playing.
I wish Zoom were here.
Awesome.
I do too.
At this
It would have
moment.
been very interesting if Falls were here.
And that may yet be. But that's up to you guys, and we will talk soon. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
On your
Thanks,
Yeah,
Matt.
Matt.
Not
It was very
everybody.
fun.
bye.
Taking over.
Bye.